everybody. Happy Sunday. Hi. It's December and we are Girls Guts Glory. I'm just going to say it every single time just so you know what month it is and so you know what we are. Just in case. We are Girls Guts Glory, you guys. We're so excited to be here with you on this Sunday afternoon to continue the story that began last week. I don't believe week before last. Thank you. It was because we had Boys Bust Glory last week. So if you can, definitely check out that episode because it was a really fun one. Chandler Massey, Jason Charles Miller, and we also had Dan Steinberg. It was so much fun. Please check it out. Very Christmassy and very seasonal, festive. So I'll do a quick recap. I do want to mention to you there will be no raffle giveaway today, just to clarify that. But next week we'll definitely have a raffle. It looks like so. Stay tuned for the fun. We'll be here in chat during break. We'll take all your questions. We'll give you the answers. It'll be wonderful exchange. But in the meantime, let me give you guys a quick recap, just a quick overview of what's happened and where we are now. Everybody in this party in the season has ended up in Waterdeep, and through a series of different circumstances and events, they've all kind of experienced the city in their own way. This led to them catching what appeared to be some sort of heist or robbery that was happening in the palace. Laurel Silverhand, the overseer, the lady that oversees all of Waterdeep. You guys went into the palace, quickly had an altercation and interaction right there, and were quickly brought inside with Vita, who had questioned you, but then had promised that if you were able to receive certain information, you might be able to break free of your bonds, not have to go to court, not be thrown in jail, and you'd also be able to figure out who exactly has been robbing the palace or how they got in, because otherwise it's pretty protected. So that led to you guys going through a series of magical tapestries, which appeared to be in a very odd dimension, that had brought you guys on the outside of what looks like some sort of cavernous, almost labyrinth-like interior. And you guys found out that you were in the Undermountain, or at least at the top crest of the Undermountain before you formally go deep down inside of it, which is right next to Waterdeep. And you guys stumbled into this large pool of really cute, adorable gnomes, one which Rowan knew, and you guys decided to try your best to investigate. Doing so led to a very close encounter with several of these individuals after a very small fight, all chasing you guys down a hallway. You found a place to rest, and not wanting to have to go through this labyrinth of this maze of different corridors and this dungeon, you guys decided, you know what, we're going to turn into a mole. And we're just going to burrow through it all as best as we can, which was great in many ways. You guys avoided a lot of that labyrinth, but also in the same regard, you guys ended up doing things like walking into very large water tables, hitting into freshwater pools and wells. And thankfully, we're able to get through all of that through certain magics you had caught on the cusp at the very end of the second to last week's episode. A couple of things. First and foremost, you got very close as you were burrowing a little too near to one of the walls that had kind of, maybe you had about an inch or two and you could hear what was happening on the other side. Very strange chanting. Moira had opened up her senses and caught that there was a consecrated shrine or some sort nearby, something consecrated, upon which the rest of you guys used different powers to try to get more information. Things like you had locate object active on Vita's nose ring, knowing that she had stood back trying to face that rush of 20 people as you guys were all just trying to book it out of the hallway. You know she's nearby. She's no more than 150, 200 feet away, somewhere right around the level that you are now. You had opened up one of your senses and caught a spread of individuals within a mile radius, including pinged a dragon, as well as several other creatures.
A dragon.
And Celestial.
Yep, that one.
Yep. And last but not least, just trying to get even more information, our two prayer-centered folks, Moira and Fauna, both decided to use what I allow as a DM, which is anytime auto divine intervention, once per week. If it successfully happens, you don't get it for an extra 10 day. But rolls were well, especially on the Fauna side. She was able to connect with her god Lathander, upon which she received a very descriptive, strange, dreamlike vision that led and ended with Lathander telling you to kill them all.
Kill them all.
That's where we ended. So let's pick up. Fauna, You get brought back. You guys all take a moment after you saw her body. And Moira, you tried to connect to Helm, but it felt like you were hitting a wall, a steel wall, and it was frustrating because you're like, I need some answers. But then as you were praying, your eyes filled with this light and you had to open them as all of you guys had caught Fauna just glistening in this glow, this glow that's the only time you've ever seen something similar was when she walked around the labyrinth maze within the golden lighthouse that you guys had all been at the last season, or many months ago at this point. You, however, are looking at them all. You feel a little dizzy, a little like you're trying to keep your feet grounded, but you feel a little sick. You all catch that Fauna, when she comes to, after being kind of almost washed completely with this coloration, she does not have an eye. She does not have her right eye right now. It's just missing.
Fauna, can you see? What's in the
I can see what?
And
Why are you
it's not
looking
bleeding
at
or
me?
anything?
There's no eye.
It's just
Yeah,
an
there's no
empty
eye.
socket.
Why are you guys looking at me like that? Do I have something on my face?
It's
It's
the
what you
opposite.
don't have in
No,
your
no,
face. Nothing's wrong. Nothing's the matter.
No, she needs to know. We can't hide that from her.
Darwin, can you see your reflection in this here goblet? What do you see?
I don't have an eye.
And
You don't have an eye.
what it looks like, it's not even a socket. It's like a patch. It's almost like a patch of skin. Like there's no hole.
Like it, my eyes closed. Like
Not,
that.
Like
it's
it's
just
just
like skin. It's like
flesh.
this. Like it's flesh. It's completely flesh.
Like it was just never there.
Yeah.
I need to be having words with your Lathander.
Sweetheart, what happened?
Lysander told me to kill them all.
Who?
I don't know. And then he took my eye.
I'm gonna hold her. That's
All right, Lathander's starting to sound a little bit more my speed.
as soon as we get out, we're gonna take you back to the temple and we're gonna figure this out, alright? We're gonna get your eye back.
Okay.
Does it hurt?
No.
But you can see as though you do have two eyes.
Yeah.
All right, perhaps maybe your eye... Could you tap into a third eye sense? Where's your real eye seeing?
What?
If
Is there
her eye's
anything?
not in
Is
her
there
head, it's
anything
gotta be
different?
somewhere.
Make a quick religion check.
I'd like to make a religion check as well.
Your eye!
Sure.
I'd like to make a roll for crying.
17.
Crying is a free
Okay.
action. Thank you, Chris Perkins.
Just 11.
11. You're not familiar with gods and powers that be like this, and why they would do something like this after apparently connecting with somebody they had prayed to. You feel like there's no explanation for this. You don't feel like he's punishing you, but you don't understand why you suddenly don't have an eye. This doesn't seem to be at the smite of Lathander by any means. This seems to be a little bit more intermixed. Something in the connection got caught up, or something happened, and now you do not have an eye.
You don't have a hand. I don't have an eye.
Y'all better be
Maybe
careful.
it's some sort of metaphor.
Are we all
Like,
losing
An
pieces of
eye
ourselves?
for a hand makes the world
An eye for a...
go bland. I don't know.
You know, one day you're gonna get your hand back. I'm gonna get my eye back. And Gylon's gonna get his tongue back.
And you'll get your brother. We'll figure it out.
I'll get my brother back.
And if not, in the meantime, you have us, and we have each other.
I don't think boys are gonna think I'm pretty.
Oh, you're
but
very
I-
Even without an eye, your missing eye has not diminished. your
Boys ain't
beauty.
shit anyway.
Oh,
It's true.
I think you're real pretty,
See?
says Giles.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, you're a catch once you're of age.
It gives you more character.
I'm rolling an insight check.
Sure.
How old is
He's in gnome years. He's pretty up there.
13.
An insight on him.
Yeah.
Nice grandpa.
You seem like he's trying to be polite, but like no malintent.
He doesn't realize how that sounded.
No, he has no idea how that sounded.
He's just trying to be a nice grandfather. A nice.
He's a little
They're all
awkward. He's not the most charismatic
Fauna.
individual.
Yeah.
Maybe this is an opportunity to add some cool apparel to your look.
We could get you a nice iPad.
You get you a really cool.
Oh yeah, we can make the gnome conclave upstairs could probably make a real nice one.
Put the Son of Lathander on it, so it's always on your eyes.
I've got some
See, you
gems
finally
left.
got an edge now.
Gems.
I'm starting to like
Yeah.
you a little more.
I could have some gems on my eye patch.
Yeah, we'll make you one when we get out of here. Or we'll buy one, we'll figure it out.
Make it.
Yeah.
What are we supposed to be
Can I
doing
put
right
my
now?
hat of disguise on and disguise myself as myself with 2 eyes?
Yes, you can. You do, so that will last 1 hour as you cast Disguise Self, and you now have your eye back. Though it doesn't glisten quite with as much sheen as her original eye, but it's there.
Do you guys see both my eyes?
Yeah, they're going
Do
different
it.
directions.
One's a little,
ones-
a little lazy, but that's fine.
It'll do for now.
It'll do.
We should find Vida. I'm worried about her safety at this point.
Yeah, we should find Vida.
We should go.
And you guys are right at the end of that hour mark. This had taken the full hour of digging. So there's certain things that were active, things like water breathing, things like the locate object spell that I believe is 1 hour.
Locate object is, but water reading's 24.
Yeah, so at least locate object is just at the cusp of happening. Any other spell that had cast an hour, right as you guys started digging down, is now fading. And you can feel that ping, that ping right on the edge, and you can feel it slowly dissipating and fading away. About 150 feet away, right on the level you're at.
I want to start heading to it.
Okay, in order to do that, you're going to have to probably figure out a soft spot within the wall and break through. Like, you guys know that there's a room on the other side of the wall you're currently at. You don't know where a hallway is or like a safe spot or another room could be, but right now, don't forget, you're surrounded with earth. So it's whatever you guys want to do to get there.
Burrow again.
You could burrow. Can we maybe just burrow a small hole somewhere? Up at, like the top of the hallway so we can see?
I can take a peek in
Yeah.
as well.
Since we
I
can't
don't
tell.
think I'll need to wild shape if it's just a wee little hole.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps does anyone have a a longbow. Does anyone have a longbow?
Yes.
No.
Oh.
Sorry. Longsword.
I've got a long bow. You want to shoot
Perhaps
a
you could
hole?
use. That'd be great.
Oh, you want me to like poke a hole?
Well,
I thought
yeah, I
a
was
sword.
thinking to use does anyone have a staff?
I have a
I'm just
dagger.
thinking to
I'll just-
poke through.
I'll fly up. I'll take
Take
my
a
short
spoon.
sword and I'll just start like
Spoon it out.
just like
Yeah.
stick the tip of my short sword in through the wall,
Okay.
peek through.
All right. So right where that you guys could hear that weird sort of chanting coming from prior, that's like, you guys know there's something right on the other side of this. You're going to poke a hole
Wait,
right
I
through
thought we were
that?
in a different place now. Yeah, we moved past that, didn't we?
I thought that you guys moved just ever so slightly further away, but I'm just trying to know where you guys are going because you don't have a sense
Well,
of
let's
direction.
look into the room anyway. I want to
Yeah.
know what's going on in
I
there.
thought the chanting was before the water.
No,
I
oh,
think
that
we
was
hit
after.
it twice.
Yeah.
I think we hit it twice.
Yeah,
because there
then.
were 2 sections that I felt were consecrated. We up above and then down here.
me
Let's
poke
find
my
out what's in
sword.
here. I want to know what's in here.
Poking a little hole.
Okay. So against this very fine dirt wall that you guys had just hit across because you had been digging it with that survival check and just almost accidentally stumbled in and broke into this room, you just go up very gently and you begin to poke a tiny little hole. Sleight of hand, please.
Big enough for your teeny tiny eyeball.
Ew. 9.
Okay. So you take a moment and you just get right to a section you think is good, and you're using an arrow, right? You said, or
I'm gonna
your
use
bow?
my short sword.
Your short sword. Okay, so you take your
like
short sword,
Poking the tip.
and you hit it, but you hit a rock that was holding a part of the earth together, and a solid foot of maybe a foot and a half tumbles inward. You take a moment. I think the light spells are active because it's super dark within the dirt, and you guys had to have some sort of light that
I
you
was
had been
just
casting.
on my worm and allowing him to.
Oh yes, you were on the giant worm that you had summoned. Yes, that is currently still burrowed nearby, right? Or does it
I'm
1
still
hour for the steed? I think the steed's just summoned.
Yeah.
Summoned steed.
Yeah,
is
find
just
steed
summoned.
is just a boop. There's my friend.
There's your steed. You have a
My
beautiful,
dude.
crazy sized.
Yeah, just as
Worm.
instantaneous
So
vibration.
what I'm seeing is just all this dirt. just
Yeah,
fell in
and
front
like
of
there's
me.
light coming from behind you guys. Like a lot of you cannot see without light. So there's this shining light. And as the light shines, there's something that you can catch though, just on the cusp of your vision before you dive out of the way to be like backlit, accidental backlit pixie. what you see is this. Inside is a about 20 by 20 foot stone room with it appears to be very rudimentary walls still, but the walls do look like they're getting a bit more refined here. This is an area that looks like it's taken care of with a little bit more delicacy. You would hit through what appears to be some sort of plaster that has fallen to the ground. And what you can see most definitely is that though it's dirt, it's slathered with some sort of fine plaster, and there's drawings all around it. You see in the center what appears to be a chair and a altar in front of it. And on this altar is all of these different like foods and goods and trinkets. You see like a lot of small coinage, things that don't look valuable, but like could appear valuable if you're not very wealthy. A lot of fresh fruits that look well rotted, that were once fresh fruits, well rotted now. A lot of yellow and a lot of gold stuff. And what you see most definitely is all, like maybe 15 of these deformed looking elven creatures all like sitting around the altar and praying. And then the moment that you did that, they all turn in that direction and see the light. What do you do?
I try to hide.
Roll a stealth check.
I'm just gonna dive
Roll a stealth check.
out of the way of the hole. 23.
A 23. Okay, you get out of out of the line of sight as quickly as possible. The rest of you guys just see that she had knocked in more than she was expecting, and then she kind of dives out of the way, and you guys are all just kind of standing nearby in anticipation. As this happens, you can hear them starting to whisper to one another. Do you speak Elvish?
Yes.
Okay, great. What you hear is this. You hear them all saying, it's a sign. It's a sign. This is a sign. We see a light. The light is coming through. Let the light fill us. And you can just hear like this like chant. And then you hear beyond this some weird sort of garbled. Can you speak Sylvan as well?
I can speak Sylvan.
Okay, well you can hear it definitely. Though it's very quiet. They're like whispering it, but they change into this like Sylvan that seems like ancient. It's so old that you don't even know where it might come from. The Sylvan is of a raw elven base. It is. The consonants are similar and some of the vowel shapes are correct, but the sounds, it's almost like listening to Latin, like speaking English is kind of the comp. But what you can make out is a couple of key words. Things like, he will save us. We are brought back thanks to him. Justice will be brought to light. And those are the three things you hear. Like, very quietly in Sylvan. And they're just praying. They haven't approached the hole. They're like turning towards the hole of light, and they're praying right now, directly at the hole.
What's happening, Mama?
They're saying that this is a sign, and they think that our light is from a god, and they're saying that he will save them.
What are they speaking?
A weird Sylvan?
Maybe worshippers of Evander.
I have a thought, and I don't like it.
What?
Ancient Sylvan. When we were in that triptych, there were ancient elves, and they're saying something about he brought us back? Maybe it's the elves that were in that scene, in that battle.
Oh. And then, look. And
Poker face over here.
when I, did I tell you guys about what I saw in the triptych?
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
The
With
staircase.
The
door.
and the wave of energy and all that stuff. I wonder if it has to do with that.
Maybe. This makes
Maybe
me
I'm
really
supposed
nervous.
to kill them all. Let's hold that.
Do you still have the book?
My magic book?
Yeah, the Lathander book.
It's very scary, but yeah, I do.
It's incredibly powerful. If we need to use it, at least we have it. But I think we should probably move away from here. This place makes me very nervous.
What if we just like cast a bunch of light and then blind them a little bit?
Wait.
So they can sneak by?
They think we're gods.
They think this hole
They think the
was
light
made
is
by a
yeah.
god,
Oh.
and the light.
Like it's a what?
Do you
was
think we
the
should
word
go
they
ahead and
used?
burst their
A
bubble and
sign.
let them
A
know
sign?
that's really not?
I think we should.
Um,
move
they're saying things. I forgot what they were chanting.
I have he will save us. We will be brought back.
Back, justice
Or justice will be.
Well. What if? No, these aren't the same ones that we ran into in the hall, right? The same kind of creatures.
These look slightly different. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What if we were to pretend like we were sent from Lathander?
I think they'd come and look and
To save
why
them?
don't? Is it Lathander that they're praying to? I mean,
Or whoever. We find out who they're praying to.
If they
Yeah,
think
they
of the
talk
light.
about the light, they think the light is
I
the
think
sun.
that sounds like an adventure.
are they saying any
How many
names?
disguise kits do we have?
No names right now.
I don't trust it. I don't think we should do this. I think this is very dangerous.
I don't know. It's been a long time since I've had some fun.
I think this is very
I
dangerous.
think
I
this
don't
could
think
be
we should say any
really
names.
fun.
I don't think we should say
I
any
think we
names.
should go in there, and I think we should punch a hole.
I'm going to start moving in the direction of where I could the locate object because it's near the end. I want to find Vita. I want to go like around until I am at a wall that's close to her.
Okay, I'm gonna
As
say
much as I
that
can.
that you begin that path. Your worm has a ability to burrow, but is better at swimming.
Yeah.
So your worm is trying to crunch through the direction you're telling it to, but it's not going quite as fast as Rowan.
Oh.
What did you want to do?
I want to put on my disguise kit as a god.
God?
It would technically take an hour for a disguise kit, but if you have a spell or if somebody has an illusion spell, you can certainly try.
Ooh. You're using it on yourself.
I have a
Minor
hat.
illusion on you.
Ooh.
It seems to
minor.
look like
It's a
with angel
minor
wings.
illusion.
Also, as a bard, you should have a costume, and if you happen to have the costume of a god, I won't say no to that idea.
No, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I do have a costume. It's a god.
What does it you describe to me what it looks like if that is the costume you have.
It's a long white gown, robe, and this mask forms to my face when I put it on. So it's like hard when you hold it, but then when you put it on, it's like the mask, like the movie,
Cool.
and then it like transforms
Do
my
you turn into
face.
Jim Carrey?
Cool.
I
And
then
what's
turn into
yeah?
Jim
What's the
Carrey.
god? What kind of goddess are you embodying then?
It's an androgynous. I'm genderless.
So you tried to go for like a god, like if you were to perform in a play,
Yes.
it would just be like a general god. So
Yes.
this is why you had this costume with you because
My hair
obviously
is still blue,
great.
but I just kind of look like. I look kind of like a pretty version of Voldemort.
Cool. Okay, I like that. All right. So yeah, you it doesn't take more than a minute maybe for you to put on this costume, which this character you've played many times, in different versions, and you are now Lady Voldemort.
Yes.
I'm going
Yes.
to light a torch and like try to backlight her even more.
Great. Okay, so you light some fire and you like go behind her and hold something. Moira, you see them doing this behind you, and you just kind of.
We're on such a tight schedule. Why are you doing this? My spell is about to end. We're gonna lose her.
Well, you go find her.
Perhaps this will help us.
All right.
Yeah.
I guess I'll split the party. Goodbye.
No, don't leave.
Nope, I have to. This spell will end and I will lose her. We are on a time crunch.
I'll find you.
No, I can't.
How about Fauna go with Moira?
Okay. I was gonna give you some guidance in your
Oh,
ability.
okay. What's my guidance?
I was just gonna cast guidance on you.
1d4 for your ability checks, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. And so Fauna kind of like touches your back, and you feel even more inspired as you kind of walk away, and you go to Mom Moira, and
Come on, Moira.
hop on the end of the worm.
Get on my snake oil.
Are you just like holding onto the tail like begrudgingly?
I want to see what's gonna happen.
So you're trying to stay on the end of the
You can
tail?
stay if you'd like, but
No. You are Moira, and I won't let you be alone because I love you. Let me know how this goes. Take notes.
So Moira kind of like climbs onto the, you have been riding the worm and you're shouting all of this as the worm is going forward. Fauna, you climb to the end of the worm and you guys just begin to burrow slowly your way in the direction before you have maybe a minute left of that locate object spell left. So you're going to try to get as much as you can out of it.
I'm gonna stop Lilith and I'm gonna shake some pixie dust on it to make it sparkly.
Giles like doesn't really know what to do, but he's watching everybody. He like lights a torch to help as well.
Ask them if they know where Vita might be.
Oh,
I'm going to.
I'm pretty
Also, I would like to request.
Elvish?
No.
Oh, okay. I guess I'll shout.
No, you will be right here on my shoulder. Can you hop right there?
Yeah. Oh, wait, let me put this torch
All
down.
right. As all of
Okay.
this is happening, you guys were talking to one another from a little bit of a distance. I do need you all to roll a stealth check just to make sure that the guys can be kept up, including Fauna and Moira. While this is
Oh, okay.
happening. Yeah.
Stealth check?
14.
5.
17.
Okay.
6.
6. Okay.
You guys are leaving, so bye.
Okay.
7.
7. Okay. What this sounds like is a bunch of children scared and nervous to get on for a play before they begin. And so like it's like all the whispering
Sounds
behind the
about right.
curtain that you can hear. And as they're praying, you can hear one by one, some of them are falling out of the chant, like confused.
I'm gonna start chanting in Sylvan.
Yeah.
I will save you. I will bring you back. In the like old Sylvan.
And Giles like is just gonna like kind of jump behind and like do like fire licks as much as he can.
Be saved.
Okay.
Okay.
So I have Lala on this shoulder. I'm going to ask that Mr. Hopkins hop in my left hand,
Okay.
and I'm going to punch through the wall, the hole.
Not through the hole. It's already made.
How big is it?
It's about a foot. It's about a foot and a half.
Oh, so they can see us.
No, they see light because
Right.
she dodged out of the way. So
Yeah,
all they see
right.
is light
Oh,
coming through
right.
it. Yeah.
I'm hiding directly behind her big
You
robe.
So
punch next to the hole.
John Cena!
It's your choice.
this is not the kind of entrance I was hoping for. I really wanted to just like boom, boom into the room.
Oh, I
you
see.
know?
Whereas like it's more like your head would only go through, like your
Kool-Aid Man?
thigh.
Yeah.
Kool-Aid Man, just like
You want
relax.
a Kool-Aid? You know what? I'll let you Kool-Aid Man if you make a successful strength check. So what I would like is I think I want you to roll a performance check, please, Lala. And Rowan, you were also helping with the light
Or produce some flames.
so I would like for you to also roll a performance check. I'll have Giles roll it.
Go so bad.
I actually want to give you guys advantage
yes, with
though,
that
because this is a really fun scenario.
I still
Okay.
got this. It's fine.
Oh, Giles did not do good.
Strength.
Oh
Strength.
Okay.
Thank you
Strength,
for that.
strength for you.
Wait.
19 for performance.
Oh wow.
Her
Oh, that's much
disadvantage was
better.
a 1.
Yes. If
That
she
would've
was
been bad.
disadvantage, I would have
20.
failed.
20 strength check. Well, okay, yeah. So Giles isn't really doing a great job. He's short. He can't really get to the hole. But you just everybody chanting in Sylvan, creating these lights. You Kool-Aid Man. Through the hole with Mr. Hopkins on your hand. As all of these people praying, these elves like all kind of like stumble back and all like kind of push away. Some of them in awe, some in fear, some in raptured, one laughs, one's laughing. But yeah, like you're there, standing there, and they're all like, looking at you in awe as this light is illuminated behind you. All this fire, and you look like Lady Voldemort with a scroll in your hand. What are you gonna say?
In common, I know they can't understand me, but I'm going to say in common. Greetings.
But I just repeat everything
Yes,
she
yes,
says
yes. You're
in
my
Sylvan
translator.
right after her.
Ooh, cool.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, I'll say the performance check of 19 allows you to do that. Yes. Okay.
Greetings.
Sylvan. Let's hear it.
Yeah.
So,
Pick
yeah.
something else. I have been sent from your lord to bring justice to your people. And then Mr. Hopkins says,
In like squirrel, because he
Yeah.
can't speak in common.
yeah.
He can. I have him roll a performance check. I'll give him advantage as well. If that's okay. 11. Okay. Mr. Hopkins is like a little confused, but he just like goes down and begins to like pray to you. Like he turns around and begins to pray to you as well. like, you know, and like,
Like a human rain stick in the background.
you hear a lot of these creatures begin to chant something. Can you roll a performance check with advantage on that? Still gonna be advantage because this is great.
This is something, man.
What's with advantage?
Just
this roll,
2
yeah.
d20s. Take the
And
higher.
take the higher number.
Ooh, 24.
Okay, they are. Though they were confused and the reactions were odd when you Kool-Aid Man through the plastered wall, you take a moment and you actually can see much better what's happening as you're performing this. And they're all like, though they had reacted in different sort of ways, they all are all getting back on their knees and praying to you once more. You can hear them repeat what you have been saying, but you definitely hear justice will be served. She has come to bring justice. They have come to bring justice. He has come to be... Like, they are confused. They are all having their own personal reaction to who you are and what you are. You hear a couple of them asking, like, what? Who is this? But like in the fit of it, they do believe that you're a godsend. Roll a perception check as you're just standing there, like basking in the glory of these 15 deformed elves.
I'm also gonna roll a perception.
Yeah.
Natural 1.
Natural 1. Okay, you're 2 in the moment. You're 2 in the zone. To like, and
I'm
you,
too committed to my character.
yeah, and you're so committed that you're walking through them all and like touching them on their shoulder, and like you hear them crying and weeping, and like
I
it's-
kneel down to someone weeping and I take a
Personal
moment.
Jesus plays in the background. Reach out and touch faith.
their skin is incredibly cold to the touch. They are pretty. They have boils. They have like they look deformed and they're all white, ashen looking, gray skinned. They have very dark features on their eyes and their ears, piercings. It's a strange looking
How many
crew.
are there?
15 of them. So you're going up to each one of them with a 1 with your perception. You're not looking at them at all. You're just touching
Putting
all of
Mr.
them.
Hopkins on this shoulder,
Yes.
so I've got Mr. Hopkins and
Well,
Lala.
I rolled a 14 to see what's going on.
A 14?
around.
Okay, so what you catch is by far these are elves, or once were elves. They really do look like they're withered, though, with their pale hair and wrinkled gray skin. Now, you had experienced a similar looking elf, but that one was much more shock white, with much more shock white hair. These ones have a more ashen look to them. Most distinctly, though, you can see that this deathly pallor they have, it's a little discerning. You've never seen an elf like this or elves like this, and they do look inflicted. Most distinctly, the altar doesn't seem to have any sort of easy accessible signage on it. You'd probably have to push off what's ever on the altar to see what the altar is actually for, because otherwise it's very rudimentary. It's like a stone slab. The most interesting thing you catch, though, is the walls, which are plastered, are covered in this paint that looks a little fresher, a little much more like cave drawings, and it paints a familiar scene. What in the third triptych that you had gone through, where the elves and the humans were fighting one another, you can see that same scene depicted, but this does not look like the humans are winning in this fight. Also, what you catch as you're looking is all of them are wearing a necklace that's slightly glowing. Just faint, ever so faint. But it's like it's almost like a copper necklace of some sort. They're all wearing it.
So I was walking behind Lilith with my produced flames.
Yeah, and Giles
Is everyone seeing me now?
No,
She's
because
been walking through the room, touching people.
she's walking through. Nobody seems to be preoccupied with you, who is still in you're still in the burrowed out area
Okay.
of the, you and Giles are standing in the, against where she broke
that light
through.
Hiding in the shadow.
Yeah.
Yes. So you guys catch that as you're walking through. The two of you, you hear her burst through. She's about 35 maybe feet away. As you hear this whole scene go down, and you see Giles and Rowan like throwing flame around in the back in the distance and dancing and jumping.
I'm sad we're missing this, just saying.
I mean, I am too. If we didn't have, a time crunch, I would love to witness this.
You're always so good, Moira. I admire that about you.
I admire you too for everything. I love you, little one.
Thank you.
So after that minute passes, you're able to only get about 60 feet burrowed in the direction you need to, and then your locate object spell dissipates. But you can feel that no more than 100 feet away, in the same direction and she was moving ever so slightly, but she's in the direction you're going in, 90 feet away.
Okay, I'm gonna burrow as close as possible while still being on this side of the wall, and then I want to try and do the same thing where I just use the tip of Requider to poke out a hole so I can see through the wall.
Okay, can I have you make I would like this to be a survival check to make sure you don't break through the walls here
Okay.
as you guide your worm.
Oh, that's a natural one. Oh, it's a whole lot of natural one. Oh, boy.
Okay.
You shouldn't have come with me. I probably just walked to my death.
So what
I should have
happens?
come with you then.
What happens is this: you, not realizing that the corridor turns, your worm just bursts through into the hallway, like full on, like tunneling through it. And it's so crazy that you're in the hallway and you look down each corridor. You see on the far ends, very quickly. Do you have a light spell active?
No,
So you can't. Okay, so you cannot see.
I'm going off of what my worm is
Sounds good.
communicating.
So
to
there
me.
is no light in this particular situation. In these current halls, you do not see like a faint light to be able to see. However, you like burst through, and as you do so, you can just feel that you broke into like a clearing, like air, like you hit a hallway, and then you feel your worm burst through once more back into dirt. So like your worm's torso right now is in the middle of the hallway, and your worm cannot move because it hit it hit harder stone here. So it's currently half stuck. You're stuck on the opposite
Other
end.
side.
So what happened is, essentially, if we want to just take a look at this real quick,
Yeah.
the hallways are about that big. You had burst through on the worm. You are right there, and
Right there.
you are like on the tail end of the worm right there. So you guys are the worm's body right now is
It's
currently
stuck
in the
there.
center and stuck in the center.
I'd like to rein him back to see if I can have him back up and back through, and I'd like to.
With the one, he is completely stuck, unfortunately.
Can I use my sword to sort of like help dig out?
Yeah, you'd have to make a strength check to try
Yeah.
to break back into there. So
Yeah, let's do that.
you guys all hear this, and as you're making this performance, there's like a slight rumble, and all of these people who had been praying all kind of curiously look up and don't know how to react to it. What do you do? Because they hear like a sound and they want to go to it. What do you do?
The end is nigh. We need your help to defeat the darkness.
They all repeat back, defeat the darkness.
Are you ready to embark upon this journey?
Make another performance check.
Or persuasion?
A performance, I
Can
would
you
like
use
to do.
guidance on your last one?
You can use guidance through D4.
Yeah, don't forget the 1d4.
Also, question: is Sylvan at all? Oh,
What a roll.
Is it a natural 20?
It's a 17.
but look, it's like right on the edge. Plus, oh,
Here, D4.
I don't
You
have
D4
one.
over there? Here. Where is it?
So
Oh, here's the weird one. Roll that one.
23
Mm-hmm.
plus
17-year-old, so look at that.
26.
That's bonkers.
Okay, they all begin to say, defeat the darkness, and together they start to gather arms. You see a lot of chains around them that you hadn't noticed, but they do seem to be like active whipping chains. Like you don't know if these chains are always on them, but they're bringing them with them. Like they have these chains on their arms that they've been dragging. They all stand up. They're all kind of rallying together, shouting happily at the idea of this god coming to them
Is it
directly.
like Marley chains?
Yeah, it's actually kind of like Marley chains. Yeah.
Also, question real
Yeah.
quick. Is this Sylvan language at all related to my god Sylvanus? Would I know
Yeah,
Sylvan?
Sylvan and Sylvanus are closely linked, but you'd have to take the ability to learn that language in
Okay.
some sort of feat scenario.
Okay.
Currently, I would say you do not know Sylvan, but you
Okay.
hear this tongue and you're like, oh, I think that I've heard this tongue spoken before with my god, so maybe down the line
Okay.
you'd want to try to
Can
do
I-
and
Can
learn
I
that.
start to teach her a little bit? Since I know it.
Maybe down the road if you guys like make it, you know. such a mean DM. I'm just kidding. But yes, you can teach one another things. We can actually do that scenario. Like you can be Rowan asking Moira, like when you guys are in a safer place. If you, I know, I'm just such a sassy individual.
That's cool. That's
I am sassy
Lala.
pants. Look at that. All right. But yes. And we can always do bondings and builds like that. You guys are always at liberty to try to learn from one another.
You said these were whipping chains, right? Not like shackles. Like
Does not appear to be shackles. No locks. Just like
So
they're
they can
whipping
move.
chains
They can move
freely.
freely. Okay.
Like a mea culpa kind of a thing.
Yeah, kind of like that. Yeah, like a Marley.
Self-flagellation.
Marley
Like Marley.
and Christmas
Yeah.
Carol.
Yeah.
Christmas
Yeah.
Carols.
Like what?
It's like clinky chains. I love that scene. It terrifies me.
So you catch that they're all listening very actively to Lilith, even though you and Giles both heard this disturbance in the hall. And you see Fauna, you have dark vision, I believe, and he catches it on the tail end of the worm, just like dangling, like pointing in the direction of where the worm had just crashed through. So you guys both have an idea of what happened. The three people right now in the room performing, Mr. Hopkins, Lilith, and Lala. You guys don't really know what that sound was, but yeah.
That
I had
was
some
the
assumptions.
sound of the end.
Perhaps they're under a hypnosis. Have them take us to Vita.
Right. Does anyone here know of the Lady Vita?
They all have all stood up and looked to you, and very nervously one approaches and goes and speaks in Elvish and says,
I don't believe we know of any Vita. No, nobody here.
no, and nobody shakes their head, and they all seem disappointed that none of them are Vita. Just satisfy you in your desire to be a Vita. One says, I could be a Vita.
Thank you.
It's a fun
No,
musical
thanks.
joke, too.
Oh. Got it.
I'm not Vita.
Don't cry for me, I'm not Vita.
D&D the musical.
The truth is, I'm kind of elf. No, I'm done. But yeah.
Okay. I say, before we get going on our adventure,
I'm just repeating it in something.
before we get going,
You're drinking your water skin, and yeah.
I would like you to know that this is Lala. Please address her as you would address your lord. And this is Mr. Hopkins. Please also address him as you would your lord.
They all like nod in agreement. So speaking about the Lord, one of them very curiously approaches you and says,
Your horns, my lord. My lord. My lord. What deity were you sent from our deity? You have an odd appearance.
I thought my horns were gone.
oh,
My disguise.
oh, I thought that because you only had your hair and you have your mask.
The
I
hair
thought-
and the Voldemort face.
Yeah,
I thought your horns were still out.
but my hair is there.
We could say that you covered your hair with your horns.
The horns
Cover
with
the
the hair.
horns.
The horns with the hair, excuse me.
Sure.
Okay, there we go.
Lots
There we
of
go.
volume.
Then one of them,
Yeah.
not knowing of your horns, this one still seems curious about what creature of their god are you? They're asking this.
I am the Lord's right-hand woman. Man.
And like they all like agree. They all agree. One of them eagerly stands up and goes, "The king sent you. So if you're Lord, the king sent you then. So
Yeah.
the king has gotten the answer." And they're all kind of shouting like excitedly.
Yes, we have all of the answers.
The king has
But
the
we
answer.
mustn't
We must
waste
go.
any more time. We need to
No.
go right now.
Yeah, they're all jumping up. They're totally riled up at that idea.
Great.
Yeah.
We hop out of the hole
Okay.
and make our way towards the worm butt.
Oh, you guys are gonna go back in the cave. I
Yeah.
mean, back in the tunneled out area. Okay, they're all a little confused about like entering where you came from. Like they don't really know what to do.
The Lord works in mysterious ways.
Bringing a fight to us.
But as
Wait, we're not even
No, we're
next
not
to
there.
each other.
as you begin to enter through the hole once more, they all are like, don't go. Like they all don't want you to leave. They haven't seen Giles. They haven't seen Rowan. They don't know anybody else who's around here. How do you want to handle that?
This is the way. Do you want to help in the fight against darkness or not?
They seem to be riled up by the idea when you said Lord and that you're king, that you had been working with their king. There is commotion. There is a sense of getting ready for a battle, and they're not really listening to you as much as you would expect them to. They're more riled up by the idea, and they're about to exit the door that is on the far right-hand side of where this room is. So you're like walking through the hole that you had gone through, but they want to like leave out the door into somewhere else.
Hall.
Yeah. But they're like riled up. They're like the king. They want to go speak with the king. With you.
Ooh.
It seems to be the agenda.
We could go right to the king.
Okay, bye.
If that's gonna work out the way that we think it might.
I'm not thinking it's gonna work out at all. I just want an adventure.
Maybe we should just let them go and then we can go back and fauna.
What if we tell them that the Lord sent them and to tell the king that?
Yes.
Okay, elven creatures.
The king, we're back.
We need you to go give the king a message. We have to go find Vida. No one here knows where she is. So we have a mission to complete. But we need you to go give the king a message. In peace. Don't use your weapons. Give the king a message that you were all sent from the Lord to fight the darkness. And that the end is nigh.
Okay, so one of the stronger looking women of the bunch, the strong cheekbone, doesn't have quite as much of the debilitating factors as everyone else. Like stands forward and like puts her arm and then takes like a knee and bows. You catch as she does this her necklace that drops kind of in front of her. Can I just have you roll a quick perception check?
You have your guidance too. Oh, you don't need that.
21.
Okay. As you're looking at the necklace does appear to be like a small, almost like this sized coin or some sort of amber. It's hard to see exactly what it is because it's glowing. But from what you can see from the glow in the center point, it's in the shape of what appears to be a closed eye.
Excuse me. Miss, what is your name?
You ask my name?
Yes.
My name. Keep.
Keep.
I think it was my name. Keep.
Okay. Keep. May I ask you where you got your pendant that you're wearing?
But the king gives us all the pendants. You must have yours. Where's yours?
No.
Roll a deception check, real quick.
8. Wait, do I get also
Guidance on
What-
that?
okay.
No?
It's like you can only use it
And
once.
did you add your modifiers to that too?
Yeah,
have-
she used guidance. She did. Alrighty.
All right. So, as you say that, her eyes kind of narrow at you. She seems to be the one who's been the least gullible, or at least, been practicing and excited about it. But she stands up a lot more skeptical and looks to you and automatically can see through the guys. She grabs your mask and tears it off your face.
Oh no.
And she had apparently seen the scene or something. And she turns a very gnarled finger towards you. And she starts to say something in Sylvan. You don't speak it.
I speak.
But you hear imposter. And you can hear them all starting to say imposter as their chains start to like ring around their arms and they start to approach you.
I'm just going to shout.
Okay.
I cast greater invisibility on myself.
You
And-
now have it.
Yes, and I am holding those too, so we're all in it.
Okay.
Watch
Sounds good. Greater invisibility has a very special ability. I think you can get it yourself, and we have to look it up because you can cast it at higher levels as well, I believe. It's concentration up to a minute. A creature you touch, becomes invisible. Anything it's wearing or carrying is invisible as long as it's a person. So technically speaking, she is carrying Mr. Hopkins and Lala. I will say it works because it's only a minute of invisibility anyway. So suddenly, out of nowhere, she disappears, and you can hear them all like angrily growling and saying that you have defiled their practice. You can hear that there was a challenge to their god, that you were sent not just as a sign, but as something they must vanquish and kill. Like, you can hear them agreeing about this, and you can hear deceit. Deceit cannot happen, justice must be served. And there's just this like chant that's happening behind you as you crash back through the wall, as you stumble into Rowan and you stumble into Giles.
Let's go. They can't see us. They can't
running?
see us, but they can hear me.
Gotta go.
Okay, sounds good. As this is happening, you finally are able, after
I rolled
about
a 21.
Great. After about a minute or two passes, it's hard wall. You're able to break it down.
Okay.
You're able to break down, yeah, without any trouble. But you stumble into what appears to be a hallway. Did you choose to break things from where you were on the worm? You turned around and started to crawl back on top of the worm. Did you want to break on the left-hand side or on the right-hand side?
Do I get the if I turn on Requiter, do I get the sense that one's weaker than the other?
No. They're equally just as strong. So it was your choice which way you wanted to break.
I guess, I don't know, the left, I don't know.
The left? Okay, solid. So you break into the hall here, and you just step in. You can see your worm's body currently still stuck
I
in
wanted
there.
to stay on him. Just turn around on top of him, make the hole that he made
Okay.
larger so he could...
His body's pretty large. He's not in the hall. Like, you would have to dig through more dirt. Like, his body is perfectly
Yeah,
in
that's
the
why I
hall.
was saying I want to make it a little bit bigger because we both crashed into it. I was on top of him.
Okay.
So he's here.
Mhm.
On my side, I wanted to make this hole a little bit bigger so that he can pull back out of it.
Okay. You'd have to do it on the other side as well. Do you see what I mean? You'd have to like break all around him in order to get him out of the situation that he's currently in. I can say on the left-hand side, you're able to crunch all of that side, but you have to like break the top of the ceiling and then get through and break the other
How
side.
did I get through that?
He crashed through. He was burrowing and he just went straight through and then burrowed
So is
straight
there
through.
enough room for my body as well then? Since I was on...
I'm gonna say with a 1, you were holding kind of down, and the way that everything fell on top of you, there wasn't really room.
Okay, I think I don't understand
It's fine.
this
His
situation,
body-
but I just want to get him out.
His body
I
is
just wanna get
5.
him out.
I forget what we established because we don't have we homebrewed the build on him. So I'm gonna say that his body was like he was very large. So it was
Yeah.
about 20 feet long. How long? 15 feet long.
We didn't set a...
He was about 20 feet long because of the way you were having him move. And then also because you cast him at a large level, you wanted him to be very large. And then also his width would be at least 5 feet. So with the space being taken up of, like him being at least 5 foot wide and about 10 feet tall to burrow correctly, like I'm going to say that he's stuck in the hallway. Like there's no room on top of
He
him.
can't do that thing that worms do where they like compact their body and...
Not with a 1. It's just
All
because
right.
it was a low roll.
Then I want to do
Yeah.
whatever I can to get him out.
Okay, all right. Yeah, you're able to start breaking it around. It's going to take a while to like get all of the like the ceiling and everything, but about a few minutes pass as this is happening. You're able to kind of get out the right-hand side of where he's stuck. What do you want to do, Fauna, as this is happening?
I want to try and assess what's down this hallway.
You cannot see the hallway right now. You are stuck here, and everyone's running towards you because it's kind of like everyone's
So
in the
there's
dirt.
I can't see the hallway. The worm.
It's
I'm
stuck.
still in the
Yeah.
burrow.
Yeah, I wish I had like a long worm.
Am I on the worm?
Yeah.
Still?
I'm sorry, what?
Am I on the worm still? Still on the worm?
Yeah, you're on the tail. Here, you know what I can actually do?
But I
can do
can't see anything in front of me.
No, because you're still in the dirt.
Okay.
It's like that.
Okay.
That's better.
I'm just gonna give guidance to Moira on her mission.
You can't see
Oh,
Moira.
I can't see. I have
She's
to
in the
touch her.
hallway
Oh,
right now.
that's
Yeah,
right.
you're stuck in dirt. Like you're on the tail end of the worm. You would perfectly crash through and create no holes.
I'm just gonna call to my friends coming.
Okay. All right, sounds good. You see them all running, like in panic. You see Lila, like after a moment, maybe
What's
a moment or two
happening?
passes.
Not good.
can't see me.
Oh, they're invisible, but I see them.
Oh, you see Giles and Rowan. Yeah.
What happened?
I would like to cast Entangle to block the doorway that we ran through.
Nice. So yeah, they're all coming straight for. Like
Okay.
they don't know what's happening. They look around for a moment, and that brief moment where they cannot see where Lilith went, you're able to cast Entangle, and they all very curiously start to approach the entanglement. You can see them starting to already cut through and hack through it the moment that you guys are running down. Lilith, everybody else is invisible. But yeah, you're seeing them. They're right around here in this space. Right around here.
Can you cast invisibility on other people?
Nope. Now that we have a better sense of direction because we're no longer burrowing as much, I can actually draw things.
It worked for a little bit and then it failed.
But she can turn into stuff.
Yeah, so here's in the door. And this was the 20 by 20 room. And then this is where you had crashed in. Oops, hello. And then this, hi, my horns.
God, we're gonna be so.
Is you guys burrowing. This is the dirt. This is the dirt. Oops, hello. You see? And then the turn. Hello, horns. This is cool. This is a cool new way to do my horns. Ha! I'm like a bull or something. I don't know. Okay, great. All right, so that's kind of the visual is what I was trying to describe. It's a bit of an improvised scenario. Turns into rain.
Is that the worm?
I think my jar hasn't.
Hasn't been a day
The
yet.
magic
Oh
jar,
yeah, I know
sorry.
your jar has to go first. All right, guys. Sorry, we dropped. We're back. All right, so we're just establishing the situation once more. Burning through the dirt next to the hallway and had crashed through right there. And we're just trying to figure out this situation is both Lilith with Mr. Huckins and Lala is running in the direction where Rowan had cast entangled and everyone's trying to hit. But you can also hear, Moira, there is commotion coming from wherever this is.
Cool.
And you see the door open, and you see as all of these elven creatures, distorted, open and fling open this door, and all turn towards you. Yeah.
Yep.
Where they are.
Yeah.
Oh goodness gracious, Leo, bye.
Yeah. So they're beginning
This
to
fucking dungeon is trying to kill me. I don't want to be here.
What do you want to do?
Die.
No!
Can I take a free action of die?
No.
They don't know who you are or what you are.
Can I? How close are they?
They just open the door and they look at you very confused.
I'm gonna shout in Sylvan, who is your god?
They shout back, "Who is your god?" Like
I have
children.
no god.
Like children, like they're like they look like in defense, like they don't know what's happening, and they're holding their shackles. Somebody's holding back the door, but very skeptically looking at you, and like, "Who's your god?" They shout it right back in Sylvan.
I'm gonna turn on Requiter, but hold it up just so they know that this is just so I can see, not like a threatening.
Okay.
This is just I want to see your face kind of a thing.
Yeah. Because it is very dark.
Yeah. In Sylvan,
The only thing you can see is that faint little light coming off enough just to light their chins.
my name is Moira. I've seen that Sim Bologna necklace before.
I don't know if you've seen it yet. You would have to
closed
have
eye?
rolled,
In her vision.
but you wouldn't know they have it on the necklace. You can't.
Oh,
you
okay.
would-
Then my name is Moira. I must know who is your god.
Roll a persuasion check and see if you can calm them down. I'll give you advantage.
Oh!
God, the only nice thing that's happened.
Okay.
It's a 20.
20? Nat 20 or a...
Nat 20.
Okay.
It'd be like a 26.
You say this, and this woman, you can see her face. It's sharp. It is very fine chin, high cheekbones, very long eyes, but it's hard to see the actual eyes just because of how deep set her eyes are. She begins to walk forward very slowly, just takes a couple steps, very nervously, and says, and stops, and she just puts her hand out, and you see chains on her arms. Like, this is odd. You can definitely get a better look at them now. She's definitely elvish of some sort. Her figure and the figures behind her are versions of distorted. You've never seen an elf like this. And as she walks forward, she has absolutely no hair on her head, bald, high pointy ears. She's wearing like kind of purple plaited leather, and she has this armor, and you can see within the leather working of the armor, it's black leather, but that little golden necklace is glowing. She goes, we need you. Moira,
What for?
we pray, and we were given your name.
By whom?
By Helm.
By Helm.
We all follow him. And they all nod behind.
Can I do an insight check?
Yeah.
Not very insightful, but that's, whatever. Where's my insight? 6.
I mean, like, she's telling the truth.
If you are a follower of Helm, can I see the necklace?
You are a little too
Yeah.
far. You're about 20 feet away. She has her hand out, like...
Are you the elves I've seen in the images of the Dalek Reckoning?
They all look to each other, like, really confused. Like, they don't know what you're asking.
There was a big battle here in the hills where Waterdeep were. There were many elves and humans and a staircase in the sky and 2 gods who were fighting.
Yes, that was a week ago.
No,
That.
no, that was not a week ago. That was a long time ago.
They all seem really confused.
I am too.
And they take a couple more, she takes a couple more steps forward and she just puts her hands up and she goes, your Sylvan is different than ours. We've learned a couple of other tongues, but Moira, the name. We need to bring you to our king. We must. We just had a horrible vision. A person crashing through, pretending to be one of Helm's own, and by God, then you are truly the sign. Something, some vicious creature from the Underdark had come, and then you have.
No, I'm sorry. That was my friend. She was a little
No, don't say that.
misguided. A little misguided.
Too much information.
We are.
Let it play out.
No.
I said this up for a reason.
No.
You guys are all, I would say, trying to get the worm out of the situation. This is taking a minute or two. You guys have to break through all of this wall, but you can hear conversations happening on the other side. Mumbled.
But we can't understand because it's Sylvan.
No, and you can kind of hear Moira's tone of voice, so it's like, oh, it might be Moira. You can kind of hear what's happening, maybe one every 17 words. It's very muffled.
If you worship Helm, why are you here? Why are you in the Undermountain? Why here?
Understand what they're saying, Lola.
We were
got next to you.
brought back with purpose. Then, if what you're saying is, like, she seems really disturbed by this idea that it wasn't a week ago, and she says, "Well, we must have all been brought back with purpose. All of us. There's so many of
What
us.
possible purpose?
Things are unfair, and Helm needs justice served.
To whom? Justice? For what?
You are supposed to help guide us. We need to bring you to the king.
Listen, I don't trust you. I don't know you.
You must.
Why? You need to give me a good reason.
What other reason do we have? And you just all them standing around, and then one of them steps forward and says, "We're not bad people. Do you have a way to?"
I mean, not really.
I want you to roll I won't even have you roll. There was a moment when you were in the hallway that you opened up your senses to detect good and evil, I think it was, or it was a...
It's just divine senses.
Divine
so celestial
senses.
fiend and undead.
Celestial Fiend and Dead. You had opened up your senses and nothing had pinged. And this was about 2 episodes ago when you guys were in the hallway and those 2 people were approaching. But one of them was definitely undead. And you're trying to understand suddenly why you didn't get an undead vibe from something that was undead when your divinity opened up. And there's a moment that as your memory is recollecting this, all of their necklaces are kind of pulsating with that energy of whatever that is. And there's a connection being drawn right now to this idea that your God has granted them permission to not be considered undead, is essentially what you're gathering. Because these people are undead.
Go
Or
on.
at least resurrected.
Jesus. All right, answer me this. I have 2 questions. Who is your king?
We have one. At least one that... It's odd. They change form. They shift. But I know where they are. We all know where they are. They've helped bring us back. We can bring you to them. We don't know what form there will be. But we know the room. We just call it justice.
Justice. Call it Justice.
Yeah.
That's its name.
That's what we call it.
How does your group feel about Lathander and followers of Lathander?
Roll a persuasion check real quick.
21.
21? They look confused. Like there's this joint moment where no recognition passes over their eyes, and they say, Lathander is dead.
Dead?
Well, gone. Nobody prays to him anymore.
Oh, no, that's patently untrue. I have a friend who prays to Lathander. There's a giant spire up in Waterdeep.
What? And like they're just so confused. Like they're so confused about everything you're saying.
When do you think Lathander died?
They just there's absolute confusion. All of them are starting to talk. Like they don't understand this idea that it's not the time you're saying it is. They don't understand what a spire is in Waterdeep. They don't understand why Lathander's around. Like there's a lot of confusion.
I want to get a little bit closer to the woman in front.
Okay.
Still hold my blade up like it's just light. It's just
Okay.
light. It's not. I'm not threatening
Okay.
you. And try and look her in the eyes and say, Lathander is not dead. Please, you have to tell me why you think he is.
That's what we know. I think they seem so confused. They don't seem to have there's like memories that are just jumbled as you guys break through right at this moment. You see Moira standing in front of one of them, the rest of them being held back. You break through, the walls crash in on this side. I'm going to say Fauna's first as she just brushes here. You had taken a step towards her. And one by one, you guys are all starting to trickle in.
I told you worms are very
back.
ticklish.
It's fine.
Still invisible.
You guys are all walking in?
Oh,
yeah,
and
you
I
can
just
stay
see-
invisible if you want.
I just see 2 of them.
Yeah, just 2 of them right now. The Skiles. And Giles, who kind of, and then he steps back in. He's very scared.
Same, buddy. Same.
But Lilith, do you go in the hall just to witness, or do you want to stay in the hallway? as
I'll
they
kind of
go
just
in?
like stay on the cusp, like
Okay,
like
then
I can
Giles
see
is going to
in.
stand in between your
Yeah.
legs if you give him permission, or he can sit on
Sure.
your shoulders. Okay, cool.
I'll spread him.
He peeks through and looks. Okay, all right. So you guys see the scene as you guys crash through the wall.
Getting information. This. Who do you? Who
This
do you
is,
think?
by the way, you catch. She's talking to Keep.
Right.
Yeah, the one who seemed to be most cognizant.
But she's invisible.
And we don't understand the language, right?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
I'm
Sylvan,
relaying
it's like-
just a little bit in common,
and
just enough to be
And
like.
it's and her accent and the way they are speaking Sylvan does feel like OG Sylvan. Like this is it's hard to speak it. Though they had moments of Elvish that are brought into them too. The Sylvan is really what's strongest right now. It's like a mixture of almost Sylvan Elvish.
I'm just whispering in Lilith's ear everything that I'm hearing.
Okay.
Just like, this is what they're saying.
So you're whispering in Lilith's ear everything, and Mr. Hopkins is listening in on it too.
Through the other ear.
Okay, great. All right.
These
So-
are my friends. They're not here to hurt you. Who do you think it is that killed Lathander?
They just
oh, wait,
look
you're
so
speaking Sylvan,
confused.
though.
I am, but I'm also relaying just like bullet points of what I'm saying and what the conversation is.
They don't seem to have an answer.
like there's everyone's shaking their head in confusion about what you're asking.
Give me a moment. I hope you'll understand we are very cautious of who we go with. Let me speak to my party.
They all kind of nod slowly, and they turn back around. You can hear them whispering, like Moira. You can hear that at least, and Sylvan. Like there seems to be some joint understanding. Moira's here. Okay.
And I back up to them. Okay, there's a lot to unpack here. I'm very uncomfortable. They know my name. They apparently worship Helm. They think it's still the Dalek Reckoning.
But wait. Did you see the necklace?
No, I just saw a glow.
Right, I saw the necklace, right?
Yeah, you did.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a closed eye. Closed eye for my vision. Is Lathander an open eye?
No, that's Helm. Helm is a gauntlet with an open eye. I don't know why it would be closed, and I don't know of any other god that would have a closed eye.
But my eye
Is
closed. What does it all mean?
Is she a Christ child?
I don't know. Can you send a message to Farland?
Are we supposed to be going to get Vita?
We are.
She's probably on the
is-
other side of the worm by what you can tell in some direction.
I've got
to figure out.
They want to take me to the king.
But
Well, if they take
Where
you,
did
they take us all.
As you guys are all now in the hallway, you all have a visual on them. Requider's lit. You can see the hallway well. Can I have everyone roll a perception check?
Oops, sorry. That was a
oh
17.
Lord,
Mm-hmm.
it's a natural one.
Oh, so you're too busy still in your character, Lilith. You're just like really you're really focused, like you're reciting like characters.
My mask was off.
Yeah, so you have to find a new character within the mask, I guess. But
21.
19.
18.
okay.
Oh,
no.
19.
Look
Okay,
at
let's really
us.
see. Okay, all right, and
You're
girls
a
guys roll really well. From what you can tell from your proximity to Keep, who had walked closer, not only is that necklace very strange and glowy and has a closed eye, but all of them seem to be made with semi-precious stones. A lot of it is very beautiful jewelry. Like these people have tattered and torn minus these gorgeous necklaces made of beautiful ornate jewels. It's really intricate and it's old and it looks ancient. And the only time you've ever seen something this old and ancient looking was in the earrings that you had taken from Laurel a very long time ago.
Oh no.
Okay, but I didn't take them from Laurel. Just gonna put that out there.
Yeah.
That you had received from Laurel.
Can you send a message to Farland?
Yeah, I need to get that spell because I have it, but my card is missing.
I still think I might have it, but as you guys are talking, let me look and see if I have this spell with me.
I want to know if he can do some research for us. Because he may have access to libraries that we wouldn't normally.
Okay, yes, I will cast sending.
Will you go ahead. Ask him. Bullet point. Tell him. I'm so nervous. We're in the Underdark.
Is he Underdark Mountain?
In Undermountain, not Underdark. You're right. In Undermountain. Oh God. Followers of Helm speaking ancient Sylvan.
Followers of Helm speaking ancient Sylvan,
Not undead.
not undead.
Question mark.
We have more to say. With closed eye symbol.
Please find us this symbol. Closed eye, Dalek Reckoning. I don't know.
Closed eye Dalek Reckoning help.
Help.
And
Just fill
with
the rest of
it with help. Okay, sent.
Okay. All right. You wait for a moment, and it can ping you back, and you receive from Farland. What?
Oh no.
I will do my best to do research? Question mark. You need help, but Undermountain crazy.
No shit.
I'll do my best. And then it just kind of like peters out.
Listen,
that
buddy.
did us a lot of
Listen, buddy.
good.
If you want a date with me, you're gonna have to do better than this.
That's true.
He's losing his
Trying to get
chances,
history
right?
check to try it from like spending so much time in the library of Waterdeep to see if maybe I know why Lathander's, if I can maybe remember.
This doesn't
Why?
seem to be anything that is based within lore or like
Okay.
history. Like this isn't
Okay.
from
it's
what
like
you guys have
history.
experienced through from what you guys had experienced with the tapestry and learning these sorts of things. Lathander is very much so
Yeah.
present. You don't know why these creatures are so confused about that. That's how much you definitely know.
Moira, I say we let them take you and all of us to the king. We'll not leave your side. We'll all stay together. Where's Lila? She's around. Her face should not be seen.
And Lala's with her.
I hear that and I'm just like, I'm ready.
You'll be seeing her any moment.
Okay.
Because it only lasts a minute, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm gonna turn around and go back to Keith and
And-
say,
You might want to prepare them to pardon Lilith.
Maybe disguise yourself as something else.
Yeah.
Let's just hop back in the hole really quick.
okay. I'm gonna
I'm
turn
trying
around
to
and-
disguise, well, not disguise, but put on another costume.
You guys hop back into the hole and like, okay, and what costume do you want to put on, Lilith?
I'm just gonna be like a little girl, but a tall little girl.
Oh, okay.
Like I'm just
Like a
gonna-
tall, like a little child,
like a childlike.
childlike. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Takes but a moment. You are able to change it out. You have 2 costumes, so that can be your secondary costume. This is now canon. You have a god costume and a child costume.
Only costume.
It's canon.
I need to buy
You can
more.
buy more costumes down the line, but right now you have like this childlike little dress. What does it look like? Can you describe the dress?
It's a white skirt with little yellow flowers, and the bodice is actually it's just a dress. It's not a skirt. It's the whole thing is a white dress with
Carry
yellow.
Carry like.
Yeah, with yellow flowers, and it like drawstrings up the front and has a little bow.
Yeah, like demon 80s child like kind of vibe.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
cool.
And then I just put on some makeup to like cover up my veins,
So like
because
rosy
she'll
cheeked.
probably
Yeah,
recognize me.
Yeah.
So I just put like all white, like it's very like Victorian,
Like a
kind
doll.
Of. Yeah, like a
Like
doll. I disguise myself as like a live doll,
Oh.
kind of.
Oof. Well, you do so. You know this one well too. You have played this part many times in your acting troupe. Takes a couple moments and you become the living doll. Yeah. So you guys will hop back into the hole. You said right. You wanted to hop back in the hole, and you guys are having a discussion. You said.
I was just moving back towards them.
We only hopped in the hole, so Lilith could change.
I see. That's fine. Just appropriate space. Giles steps out, walks back in.
I'm gonna head to closer to Keep again.
Okay.
And we'll go with you. I apologize in advance for my friends. I think they may have scared you. No, maybe not. Never mind.
Nope.
I have more friends.
Maybe they
They'll
didn't.
show up in a second. As long as they're able to come, as long as you're not going to try and kill us.
No,
Let's
no.
go.
I mean, we don't. We would only want to hurt somebody if they tried to hurt us first. I mean, do you want to hurt us?
No,
Oh, okay.
I don't want to hurt
They
you.
all look. You're all like very
No,
confused.
we are quite kind.
Mhm.
I don't speak Sylvan. But
I'm gonna be
Somebody
all the
recently in the halls, an intruder had just attacked us out of nowhere. Our brethren, our friends. It wasn't you, was it?
what did it look like?
Yeah, what they look like.
I don't know what they look like. It's rumors. I've heard of this. It happened recently, about a day ago.
We were being a day ago.
If that, I don't know.
Although they're not really so good with keeping up with the timelines.
A day ago.
It could have been.
You guys had a long rest too.
Well, we were
Well-
being chased.
You know
By
what?
something.
We aren't gonna hurt you.
We-
Hopefully, unless someone tells us we have to.
We were being chased by a scary party.
Okay, that does not sound like that would be you.
We're just here for our friend.
Yes,
That's-
of course.
that's
But
all.
you are God sent, so
I don't know about that. We're just here for our friend. You were just following
why
our
is
friend.
your eye gone?
Oh, did my costume run out?
It's 1 hour. Never mind. You cast disguise self. You're fine. They do not catch it.
Dark, my eyes beautiful.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, so you guys together, they're gonna help you carve out the top of
My worm.
the worm, and bring you to their king.
Who the fuck are you? Little child.
All of them.
Oh,
Wait,
this is
did
my
you drop greater
this is my
invisibility?
little friend.
It took a minute. So
Are
after
we? It's been a minute.
yeah, it's been a
Okay,
minute.
yeah.
You've changed out your costume, so you are now this living
yes.
doll.
No, this is my friend.
Mary.
Mary.
Hi.
I'm hiding in her way.
Hello. Yeah, I've got a nice wig
strange
on.
creature.
like big curve.
Human.
Yeah.
Maybe. It's so confusing. I'm so confused.
are.
All of them seem very, very disturbed by what had occurred. But you guys take the better part of about it takes 10 more minutes to break down this whole wall. Your worm is able to get out. However, your worm, being the size that the worm is, would have to almost fill up a whole section of the hall. Do you want to bring your worm with you or
Yeah,
have it
I'll
hang
have him
out?
in the back behind us.
Okay.
Pink to shrink.
Paint trick. Well, this way, no one will be able to sneak up on us because they'll just see my worm's giant ass.
The party of these, I only have 5 to represent. So one, there's 15 though, but I grabbed 5 quickly to represent the group. They begin to follow you all down this hallway. Well, they lead you with your worm behind you. Mr. Hopkins, Giles is just freaked out by the whole incident. The thing that he feels most safest nearby right now is the worm, and he's found like a soft fleshy pocket of where the worm kind of folds like an accordion, and he's just hiding in the fleshy, so it's just his head popping out of it. Like he's just so scared about.
Why did I pick a worm?
Yeah, and he's dealt with a lot, but this seems very traumatizing for him right now since he had maybe 6 people left in his party.
I'm gonna talk to Giles.
As he's being squished along with the worm. It's a long corridor. You guys, these corridors, these halls go forever. So you guys are walking down a very cold, sleek, wet, rudimentary hallway for some time. The only light given from a quieter. So.
I'm gonna talk to Giles. Giles, I could tell that you're uncomfortable and scared. Are you?
No. Why would I ever be any of those things?
Because sometimes we
I'm just
all
cold.
are.
I'm just cold.
Sometimes we're cold, and sometimes we're scared, and sometimes we're also, uncomfortable. But I just wanted to let you know that you're a friend, and we've got your back.
I just have lost so many people in my life. I just wanted to be in a kitchen, just making food and surviving. But we do want to be free again. It's just I don't want to be free at the cost of my life.
I understand that. We appreciate you being with us. I know it's scary. I get scared sometimes too. But soon, maybe you'll be able to cook us something and we'll get to hang out and not be scared.
I mean, that sounds real nice. Right now I enjoy the small talk, but I just want to have my survival goggles on. I just want to be able to live. So if you can promise me that, then I'd be real happy.
I can't make any promises.
Oh God!
He slides from one pocket of the worm and slips to the other side in the oval circle and just goes to the other side of the hall as he's getting kind of brought along.
We're gonna do our best, and I'm quite powerful, so don't worry. I'll bring you back.
Okay. You try to calm him the best you can. Do you want to try to roll a little persuasion check just to see if you can do
let's
this?
see how well this goes. Not well. 7.
Yeah, he's caught up in his own emotions. You can hear him chanting and saying things, to pep himself up, but he's breaking down and losing breath. He's not in good fighting condition. If he, is going to have to pick up arms, he seems like he might just give up and die. That's kind of where he's at.
I tried.
Yeah.
it seems like you guys are also all covered in dirt and muck and water. And like, I know a couple of you guys have had prestidigitation and have been cleaning each other up, maybe? Or was that incorrect?
Well, I disguised myself with 2 eyes and I look
so you're
clean and beautiful.
So you're clean, but
She
she has
has her
her costume, but everyone else is covered. Your boots are full of water. Everything's drippy and wet, and you're cold. I mean, you're cold. You're in a dark, long.
over this underground.
Yes.
Me too. I'd like to see a tree.
I'd like to see a king. I've always wanted to meet a king.
I know.
All right. 5 minutes pass, maybe more, 5 to 7, as you guys are just walking through this hallway one by one. You come upon groups and parties of individuals within different rooms. Like there's quite a few after about, I would say somewhere between 100 to 120 feet. There's always like a door or some sort of dugout or some sort of very roughly made room. And within all of these rooms on this floor, you catch that there's these shrines, there's these altars, very similar looking, but within one altar you see creatures that look and appear to be all of the boiled creatures that you had seen and witnessed before, the one who, like in a group of 20, had been rushing through. You see about 15 to 20 of them praying to this god, and you see them all with the glowing necklaces once more. So as you're walking with all of these ones, you catch them. You see not too far away in the distance, there's another group of these long white-haired, pale-skinned creatures with these long clawed fingers. Another one that you had fought before in one of the rooms.
So
Yes.
what I'd like to know is, have we gone back in time or have they gone forward? What would I need to check to know that?
The stars.
We probably have to leave the mountain in order to find out.
Oh God, I hope they echo.
So we don't know if we're in the past, we don't know if they are in the future.
Or if they've just been stuck down here.
I think they've just been. We're just talking in our little bubble.
You guys are
whispering
like
to each
very
other.
quietly walking together.
I think they've just been brought back from the dead. I think that they because when I was opening my senses, I did not sense anything undead. I sensed one, but not them. And if they are what I think they are, they should be pinging. I should be sensing that they are undead. I think I get the feeling that these necklaces that they're wearing are keeping them from appearing as undead, as if it's permission from this god for them to exist again.
Is Helm the god that they're praying to?
I don't know. That's what they said, but this it doesn't.
Do you want me to take one to find
I've
out?
never heard. No, because then they might die, and then I'd feel awful about that.
Good point. They are helping us.
I
guess.
I've never heard of Helm doing anything like this. I don't know. I would feel so bad if that were true. They've suffered so much already.
Just get to the king and see what happens.
Hope he doesn't kill us.
So as you guys are walking through quietly, trying your best to make through this hallway, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw. Please.
Is she within a couple feet of me?
Yeah. I will say
Okay.
so.
+3.
$25.
Dang.
You passing through the hallway just feel this surge of something so strong try to stop you. And it's like, it is strong and you don't know where that just came from, but there's a moment you could feel your body like freeze up and then it stopped. Can I have you roll a perception check?
16.
Briefly, faint moment, ever so slightly, what you catch it's barely visible, barely, but through a crack that you had passed, maybe 60 feet behind you, this tiny little tendril of red goo, and it just pulls itself back into the wall.
I feel so uncomfortable.
I'm okay.
I saw a red goo, and something was trying to stop me from passing.
If you can't pass anywhere, I will not go there. I will not go there without you. If something is trying to stop you, then...
Did it feel like a good something trying to stop you, like to protect you as such?
I don't know. What did it feel like? good? Like it was like an important, like a good stop or like an evil stop?
Roll an insight check on how that casting happened.
17.
Didn't feel good. Felt like a bad intent. A very bad intent.
Something evil's about.
Then all the more reason we keep going.
Are you sure?
If a bad thing does not want her to go forward, then that means the good thing does want her to go forward.
That's true, and she's got that big book.
And she's got the luck.
I'm going to make sure that I'm standing next to her.
Okay. You continue down the hall.
If anything tries it, I'm gonna hack. I'm gonna hack and slash.
Hold your breath, waiting for another weird sensation like that to happen, and it doesn't occur.
Does it look at all like the black goo that we were?
You didn't see it. She's the only one who caught it.
I wasn't there for the black goo.
True. True.
But you don't see it in time to know what she might have even been talking about.
Yep.
And you continue to push forward. And we're going to take our break there as this is happening.
That music too is just like.
Oh my goodness.
Okay,
Yeah.
we're
So stressed out.
We're moving into chat with y'all.
Into chat time, break time. Get your food. Get your children. Get your wives. Get them. Get them. Get them.
Do you want to get your instrument, Allie?
I am so
Oh,
nervous. I'm so nervous.
It's also confusing. Such a mystery.
Mystery. You guys are putting it together.
Figuring it out, I
Figuring
guess.
it out.
I'm proud of myself. I did something okay. I did a smart brain.
Smart brain.
Smart brain.
Smart brain.
Smart brain.
Oh man, D&D's the best. I love D&D.
Oh, thanks for watching live Deadly Incantations.
Hello.
Welcome.
Deadly
incantations. If you guys know, we have a question. Gabriel Knight says,
Hey, Gabriel.
what kind of worm is Moira riding?
It's a
And
big,
is
it's a
she
big
going
worm.
to keep it, provided they survive the Undermountain?
Big worm. The big old worm. We took the giant frog stats because I wanted something that could burrow but could also survive in, watery environment. So, I don't know what kind of worm it is, but I might be able to keep it.
And your worm exists for as long as Find Steed exists, because you can cast the spell, and then if it dies and drops to 0, then the spell just dissipates. So essentially, she has a steed.
Linnea says, are you finally not sick? Hi, Linnea, and we love you.
Hi, Linnea, we love you. Yeah-ish, mostly not sick. Sick of this shit.
Muffin Crisis is asking what adventure we were playing.
Oh, adventure! This is a homebrew. Homebrew. Full on homebrew. This is something me taking some inspiration from honestly from some really good backstories of theirs, and then also some really cool lore, Forgotten Realms lore. So the story is based. The story can be pretty much based anywhere, but it's based in Waterdeep right now. There's some other fun tricks and secrets, but it's all lore based, which is pretty fun. I love that kind of stuff. Hope you enjoy it. I like homebrew things. They got real inventive by avoiding the whole dungeon I created by burrowing through the ground. So
Classic D&D
classic.
party.
So that in a different version there would be more of a
Also
dungeon
ask
crawl,
me
but
how big Lala's longbow
Smart.
is. How long are longbows in comparison to people? Are they usually
they're longer than short bows.
Longbows are really big.
Bad joke.
It's like the one that you have.
Yeah, but that's like too heavy
Longbows-
for me.
Yeah, longbows
So-
are like
yeah.
the one you have, like the really big one that stretches out. That has
Yeah.
yeah.
But like in comparison to someone's the weight of it and the height of a person, does that?
No, we'd
Do
have
you
to
guys
look.
know
It's
about
quite
longbows?
heavy.
I don't know much about longbows.
I know it's considered heavy and doable. And
If
double
you had
handed,
just
so.
taken that and shrunken it down to
Because it's probably it's whatever size that Lala can use it. Because I can shrink things to make it.
They say that a longbow is only 2 pounds, according to this.
only 3
But there's
Which is interesting that
draw
they
weights
consider it
or
heavy.
draw weights vary.
Yeah, that would make more sense.
So I don't know if that
It's an
affects the size of the longbow, height wise, for draw weights and that sort of
That
thing.
must be it.
That's so
I don't know.
interesting.
Someone
Weapons.
asked a very long question about Moira. Speaking of art, is there anything you associate with Moira, like how I associate roses with Fae lore and purple for her art?
Yeah, really, lots of trees and moss and ferns because she is Oath of the Ancients. So she has a really, like, she's the kind of person that as a kid was running around barefoot in the forest. She knows, like, the forests around Green Run. She knows that hillside very well.
Yeah.
She was always playing by a stream. So she has a really deep connection with nature. So yeah, lots of nature. Some, you know, the very like Christian ideals of gold beams coming out of people. That, yeah,
Yeah, it's like the greens and golds
Yeah,
and like
greens
stuff.
and golds.
Yeah, greens and golds.
yeah, it's very more.
See that?
Silverwolf asked if we thought about dressing up as Christmas versions of your characters for an episode this month. Maybe next week.
Oh, I don't know.
Next
Dress
week
fancy
we might
enough.
be doing our death saves special.
Ooh.
But maybe we also could potentially do that in January.
I have all of these really funny silly hats I could bring.
What's
They're like Christmas, like they're like beads. They're
So-
kind of like headbands.
what is our dress save?
Well, Joe's sending us some cool death save gear to wear on stream.
Oh,
So
And then we're
cool.
going to give away a death save shirt. I
Thanks,
think. I have to
Joe.
check and make sure we're all okay to do this, but we talked about it.
thanks, Meganelle. That's very nice.
Lala is 9 inches tall,
Barbie.
about the size of a Barbie.
It's a good comp.
Okay.
Yes, we have all made our level 8 choices.
Finally.
They leveled
Oh, we
up.
actually just leveled up.
I'm
We're
the
still working on some of
strongest.
the kinks, but everyone is leveled up formally, I believe. So that's exciting.
Right.
What magical items do the party have?
That's it.
Moira has the alchemy jug and requiter, her sword that.
Fauna has the disguise hat. Rona has
Fauna
the gold
also
bracelet.
has a +1 crossbow, which she so rarely uses.
Oh yeah, that's
I
good to
have
have.
some really fancy arrows that I'm really scared to use because I only have so many of them.
Yeah, the special arrows.
Oh yeah. Fauna has her Lathander book.
Fauna has several because she also has a
Yeah.
+1 short sword that she got from her brother
Yeah.
Baron when he passed.
Rowan's working on getting an enchanted pocket. I really like the idea of being a pocket dimension. Somebody caught the joke about that. So I appreciate the one person who was like in chat was like, "Oh, I get it, the joke. It's a pocket dimension." I'm like, "Thanks."
So
Pocket
I have
Pokemon Pokeball.
21. Wait. No. What am I doing? This doesn't make any sense. I have 20 +1 arrow. I'm trying to figure out what this means. I don't know if I have 10 +1 arrow. No, yes, that's what I meant. I have 20 regular arrows, 10 +1 arrows, and 1 +2 arrow.
Ah.
But I also have a ring of resist poison.
You have a lot of good stuff. I mean, technically speaking, you can. I mean, if you have over the capacity of tuned items, you're able to give those away to other folks because you can like get 3. You can be attuned to 3 things at one time. But it's like cool because it's like I didn't realize you had all that stuff on you. I can't wait till D&D Beyond. I can like pull it up more and like I can look at everyone's
Yeah,
stuff. I can't wait
when
to
we
use it
talk
more.
about my character, we gotta do the D&D Beyond thing
I
too.
know.
'Cause I gotta
D&D
figure out
Beyond's
how to
awesome.
do the homebrew on there.
Oh, big fan
I
of using it.
also
Moira found the alchemy jug in
Oh,
Jolt
alchemy jug, yeah.
when she
yeah.
was it was at the end of that.
it was
We went through was it the crocodile and the
yeah. We stole it off the table and I took all the gold. I also have. I think I told you this last week.
Oh yeah, you did tell me you had
I'm
that.
saving it. It's gonna be a surprise.
It's a fun one.
Is it Darren's Instant Fortress?
No, it's the one that I showed you earlier.
Oh, right. I saw the poster.
Gabriel Knight says, if Lala has a ring of resist poison, does that mean she can drink twice her body weight? Parentheses, alcohol is a poison. That is true. That is why you get intoxicated, because it is a toxin. And you're just poisoning yourself for fun.
I was thinking, we have a lot of magical items between us.
You guys do, yeah.
Good
Do you
job.
happen to have a magic item on you?
Thank you, Silverwolf.
You're one of the few, right? Everybody else has like a magic item.
Ooh, arcane.
Would be
Arcane.
nice. And chalk.
And the
And a crowbar.
Oh, you guys also have that really special
The time
time
turner.
turner.
Oh yeah, I have that too.
That's a big one.
But
That's
you
a big
just
one.
have it. You
A
have
minute.
the one.
Yeah, yeah, I have that. And two in addition to all my other magical items.
What else do you have? You have the book.
I have the book.
Just
I
guys.
have a +1 short sword that was my brother's that I inherited when he passed.
That's sweet. Yeah.
And then I have a +1 crossbow that I found
Dang, you are
in
built up.
a pile of skeletal bones.
Yep, you did that one time. You were digging through, and you resurrected Mr. Bubbles. I think it was at that point.
Mhm.
It was in the was it in the ship or was it in the
It was in the-
frat house?
No, it was out. It was like in the forest.
Oh, it was in the forest. Yeah. You found that.
And someone says, what would your characters do if they won the Waterdeep lottery?
Give it back.
What?
Aw. Yeah, Moira would totally give it back. She'd like give all of her money, most of it.
Her
Enough
share.
to like yeah, her share. I would share it with you guys, obviously. But she'd keep enough to just be comfortable, but she would give to the charities in the orphanage, give it to the temple, give some to Lathander's Spire. Why
I
not?
try to find someone very powerful to hire to bring back my brother.
That's cool. You can definitely try to do that in some capacity in one of the temples. Yeah, I mean, you know a lot of higher ups, Miss. Miss Chosen. Miss Chosen of Lathander.
Bug Lightning, we are not all elves.
We just wear
I'm a
elf
pixie. Rachel's a human. Allie's a tiefling.
I'm a no.
Gnome. Halfling. And we have a dragonborn and a dwarf.
Mhm.
Somewhere.
Who knows where they are? What would Lilith do if she got the lottery?
The lottery?
Mm-hmm. The Waterdeep lottery. If you won it.
Whoa. Lilith. What is she gonna do with money?
It'd probably be very rock and roll. Whatever you do.
Sex drugs.
Sex, drugs, and rock and roll.
I'd hire a fleet of handsome men to just follow me around wherever I go.
Kill you.
Yeah.
Gabriel Knight says, I've noticed the costuming has been turned down lately. Is everyone coming straight from set? No, not everyone wants to lace up their corsets. Like some people do almost every week.
Some of us are cold and
Some
run
of us-
very cold, and it's been colder here, and sometimes sweaters are hard to take off when you're cold.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
And some of us just had a simple costume to begin with.
true.
I've always been in costume.
You have.
Every now and then I forget my ears.
I'm just lazy.
I just didn't want to put all the makeup on today because I have to tape an audition right after this. So,
So it's kind of like she's going to set.
yes.
Corsets are a commitment.
They are a commitment, and I'm not ready to make that commitment.
Mm-hmm. What would be your ideal magical weapon for your character? Oh no, item. Magical item for your character, non-weapon.
Oh.
I really liked
Oh wait,
that
I do have a
helm.
magical.
Yeah, you guys got some
forgot
cool
it's not a
things
weapon.
last week at the game.
Mhm.
And the crystal.
They're
record.
one-off characters.
Oh, you do? You crystal record? Oh my
You have a
god.
crystal what?
that magical weed.
That was on my character sheet for so
That was not
long.
on stream that we played.
It
that
wasn't. That was an at-home game.
A crystal what?
Record.
Record.
So it was basically like
That's cool.
and like
It's like rose quartz. It's like a vinyl record made out of rose quartz.
It's
That's
the music
awesome.
is like in the record.
Mhm.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
What is
really
it?
cool.
In the it plays. She wrote a song, right?
Yeah.
You wrote,
Yeah.
she recorded an album on her crystal record.
Yeah.
It was the first of its kind.
Yep, pretty much.
I would
Would
want
giving
to
Lala a
try that.
potion of giant size a great idea or an awesome idea?
Awesome.
Giant
I think it's
size.
an incredible idea. Option C.
Wait, we didn't say what kind of magical things we would want.
Oh yeah. No, he was
Oh
very-
yeah.
magical things.
Last week on Voice But's Glory, my character had some really cool magical items.
Mhm.
The robe of
Your pet
useful
secret.
items.
Mhm.
She also had the what else did I have?
You played an artificer.
I was
which
an
is a
artificer.
Very
helm?
interesting build.
Yeah, the helm of teleportation. That is useful.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Which, when I can have that spell, or if I can, I don't even know if clerics get that one. It's
It's good.
Helm of teleportation.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
it's
was
really cool.
Yeah, it was a helmet where I could teleport my entire party wherever.
Oh,
Like in this
that's
moment, we could just
awesome.
be like, "Peace out,
Bye.
bye." Going back to
Where did that thing go?
that was just for Boys Best Glory.
Oh man.
So that is very close to what I would answer for my magical item. I basically want like a Doctor Strange, like time travel warp ability.
Oh,
Something to do with nature. Something, maybe something beneficial. Something like a bonus aura or something.
Oh, that's
Thank
cool.
you.
Yeah, like an aura imbued into an item that gives my friends boosts or bonuses. I really liked on Boys Best Glory. I didn't get to use it, but I had Darren's Instant Fortress, which is a tiny
those
little
are
metal
really cool.
cube,
Yeah,
which
that's
you
really
put on the
cool.
ground. You say its command word. It springs into this 2-story fortress, and it does 10d10 damage to everyone within a 15-foot radius.
So cool.
It's awesome. I love it. I wanted to cause some havoc with that, but
I used my teleportation helm to win a race
Mm-hmm.
to cheat.
Mm-hmm.
I used my wand of wonder to also cheat, and
Oh,
I
yeah, that was
Almost
very
killed
funny.
I almost killed a bunch of people.
That giant explosion.
Yeah,
Like a 76.
yeah, which is a fireball. But I just want an invisibility cloak for Lala because she can turn herself invisible, but like,
And
you
you're
know. Thank you.
Oh, great.
All right.
All right, so the story continues. All right.
Back to being nervous.
I know. Thank you for your questions, you guys.
Yeah, thanks for chatting with us.
And we will pick it up where we left off.
You
So
can also ask us questions on Twitter.
let's tweet
Tweet
out.
at us.
We will
On
answer.
the tweets.
Tweet
You got that.
On the tweets.
Anyway.
So you guys have been walking up and down this hallway, turning left and right past these corridors, seeing these altars, seeing these almost rudimentary altars and these groups of these distorted-looking elves of all different shapes and sizes. Within them, praying in different capacities. Some are empty. Some don't have anybody in them. But you can tell that this layer that you're a part of is quite present in terms of the life here. There's a lot of people. You don't know the amount, but you can tell that it's quite large. And after another 5 minutes pass, you come upon a much wider hallway that opens up. No longer 10 feet wide, but now gets almost 20 feet wide as it kind of opens up. And you see only on the end of this corridor, this labyrinth that you've been a part of, a single door, this ginormous door, this gilt iron wrought door. It's beautiful, but it's definitely an eyesore amongst everything else that you've experienced here, which is drab, dark, slightly depressing, and distorted. Nothing else here has shown any sign of culture or taste except for this one very beautiful door. You guys are a solid still 80 feet away from it as you're beginning to approach it. Perception check real quick for everybody.
5.
14.
7.
18.
Dirty 20.
Stopped.
20. Okay.
I've heard it.
It is a very intricate door with a lot of beautiful, smaller vignettes and reliefs on it that very clearly showcase some sort of sign, very Parthenon-esque in terms of its design. At least anybody underneath like a 14 catches that. It is telling a sign or a story. The door is telling a story of likely the events that you have been interacting with through the tapestry and the ones that you have seen plastered on the walls. This kind of group of elves, very beautiful elves fighting humans in some sort of valley and fighting one another. At times the elves are winning, at times the humans are winning, but mostly it's 50-50. It's just this scene that they are showcasing. And you see above the scene, no matter what, and in this door it's very clear, there are clouds, and the clouds open up, and there's just this like beam of light coming down from it. And that's what you can kind of see. And it's not colorful, it's all one color, but you can see these strands of light hitting down upon the battle below. You recognize this style of door. In your hometown, a lot of the churches and temples are incredibly old. Your city, your town has been around for eons.
Yeah.
There's an established hierarchy. There's a way of life. There's a lot of culture. These doors are very close into the design of some of the more ancient temples, like the restorative doors. You swear this door must be centuries old. You also catch that the design and the way that the door is made, it seems to be old as well. Like there's a undeniable strangeness to it in terms of its structure. The elves continue to walk you forward, and Keep kind of holds for a moment before you guys approach the door. Keep says to you, "Do you think it's best for us to first enter to see the form? Or do you wish to come along with us? What is your wish, Moira?"
Set that moon.
Send in the clouds.
Open the doors so that we can see, but going ahead just so that your king knows that we are not here for a fight. I would like to see his form as well.
They kind of slowly nod. So you want them to open the door so you're able to see inside, but then you want them to approach, is the request.
Be the first ones to approach, yes.
Okay. It looks like the doors swing out, don't swing in. So you all kind of take a step back. Now the hallway being 20 feet wide, each of these doors, these iron doors, are at least 10 feet wide. Like these are tall too, about 15 feet tall. So 10 feet wide, 15 feet tall doors is ginormous. And it's going to take a couple of them to open it, no doubt.
Hopkins in your pocket.
Hopkins hops in the pocket. He's just like, he's kind of like.
You can keep your head out, but be ready to burrow down deep.
And he kind of hops in like a diligent teenager and resides in your pocket. Giles keeps his distance. The worm stays behind, at least within you guys, so you guys can all fill the hallway before it can. And these elves go up to the door, and you can see that within the inscription of the actual door itself, they're chanting Sylvan. Now, this is ancient Sylvan. This is Sylvan that you guys can't even understand. As they were beginning to trace their hands and dance with this kind of whitish energy that they have. These are very pale white creatures, but it seems like their words are igniting or activating whatever ward is upon this door to open it. And you see it kind of all light up, words that are, again, written in this very ancient text. As you can see that things are beginning to turn and dance and move as the battle starts to happen and the door opens and slides open. Another battle, excuse me. The door is open. What did I just say? What did I just say, though? In terms of the doors just opened, they're all here with you. They pushed open the doors. Excuse me. They're very large doors, you guys. Sorry. Only 2 by the doors have opened. It is 20 feet wide hallway. Oh, you fell? Where are you, darling? You was right there. So let's just put everybody where they are. So they had to open the doors here. It's quite a large group of them. The worm, who is now 46s. Fun. And the rest of you guys, I'll say, are hanging out back here. There's still a bunch more of them.
I'm still in Lilith's wig.
Okay, great. That's good to know. And then he is just far back. Okay, so the doors swing open, and what you see is this. A room about this size. Huge. Ginormous. Cavernous, cold, particularly uninviting. There's no tables or chairs or anything of note except one thing. There's a ginormous chair in the shape of a fist. And the fist has a closed eye on it. In this chair sits what appears to be a woman with long brown hair, a red bow tied in it. She's wearing like red kind of leather mixed with black leather, and she has high boots, and she just has her foot kicked over it, and she's sitting kind of casually as you guys are all.
Is this a woman from my vision? Remember I saw a woman on a staircase?
Roll a perception check. I actually want all of you guys to roll a perception check very quickly.
I don't really remember how you described the woman.
Thank you.
17.
6.
Dirty 20.
Let's go around 1 second, guys. I had to grab a mini start. What did you get?
6.
6?
9.
9. Okay.
23.
Nice.
20.
Dirty 20?
17.
17. Okay. So we're going to have to see her. She's sitting here. So she's sitting on this very tall chair. The chair is about 10 feet up. This is a ginormous seat. And again, it's odd. You don't see anything else. Ooh, yeah.
Wanted to sit on this.
Yeah, I want her to sit on that.
Is she normal sized or is she like sized?
Humanoid.
Chair?
Humanoid size. About your size, Moira. So she's sitting there. Leg kind of crossed over. This is just solid 60-foot high ceiling here. Huge. Comparatively to everything else has felt compressed and closed and kind of cloistered here. This is huge open air cave. You see what appears to be this really strange gauntlet with this closed eye on it, and she's sitting at the bottom of it. And nothing else. There's no tables, there's no chair, there's no gold, there's no food, there's no water. It's just her and this chair.
How far away is she?
Currently? From you?
Mhm.
You're a little far back because of how many people are there. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 85 feet.
85.
So I don't recognize her. She doesn't ping any I don't have any.
With your perception checks, no, and with your your knowledge does not look like the woman in your vision. You guys catch. You had a 20, dirty 20, right?
Yeah, but I
I got
have.
23.
Didn't I have? I saw the shadow face of a woman
You did
in
too.
my vision.
Doesn't look like this woman.
Okay,
Does not.
just wanted to.
Because you're
make
just,
sure.
and you have good perception. You can 100% tell this is not the face of that woman. What does appear strange is this woman's wear and everything about her seems very modern. In a situation where everyone's elven, everyone looks and is wearing older clothes, has older rusted armor, weaponry. This is a very modern looking woman, like a modern woman of Waterdeep. She seems fairly regal. She must wear or have very expensive clothing. She's wearing pretty latest fashion trends in terms of like.
And she's just chilling in this giant room.
She's
by
just
herself.
sitting it by herself and just watching, just looking at you guys from a distance. The elves turn around to you guys and like nod and begin to walk in. And as they walk in, you don't see any conversation happening, but you see them interacting. You see like them falling to one knee and like talking in some sort of way with her, It's confusing. It's like they're communicating to one another, but you don't know how.
I want to get a little closer.
You had something similar happen to you. Remember? In the cave? How things can talk to one another?
Oh yeah!
Oh no.
Oh!
She's
You
wearing a
see-
red ribbon.
You see an incredibly similar
I don't remember.
scenario.
The
Just
ooze.
you.
It was.
It's just you.
Yeah. So we don't know. We don't know what this is, but Rachel got it.
Yeah,
So,
it was like the blob and the
black ooze.
yeah, there seems to be.
form and the black ooze
And it made a
and
face.
your ooze and it reached out to. No, I don't like this at all.
The red ooze that reached out to you and the red leathers and red ribbon that she's wearing in her hair.
But after a few moments passed of what sounds like guttural talking of some sort, what are the languages you guys all speak? Because there is talking
speak-
happening as well.
I speak demonic.
Demonic?
Sylvan.
Common, Gnomish, and Druidic.
Common, Elvish, Troll, Sylvan, and Draconic.
Common, halfling, elvish. But I also just acquired the tongue spell.
Okay.
I could.
None of you guys know this language as you're listening.
Okay, I'm gonna cast tongues on myself.
What is the distance for tongues?
Oh. It says
60 feet? Or is it 120?
This spell grants the creature you touch, myself, the ability to understand any spoken language it hears.
It hears.
Moreover, when the target speaks, any creature that knows at least one language and can hear the target understands what it says.
Great. So you just have to hear it. That's all.
Yeah.
So you take a moment, keeping your distance, and you slowly cast this spell. Can I have you roll a sleight of hand? I want you to do it kind of subtly if you want to.
16.
Okay. You do it well enough that doesn't seem to catch the attention of anybody within the room currently that you're staring at, this giant cavernous room, this empty room. You overhear this tongue, which is, it's like a broken language of something that you don't even understand. It's built in an ancient language too. Now this is, you've heard breakings of it with them, but this is like they're talking in it like it's their natural tongue, and you have no idea what this is. There's no Sylvan or Elven, at least, that you can grasp onto in a way that you understand, but you are hearing this. You hear them approach her and say, Justice, we brought forth Moira. Moira is here. We had the vision, and you can see the elder kind of nod their head, whoever they are, and say, yes, this justice seeker. And you can hear it within this way. You see that this king, this lord, whoever this creature is, doesn't seem to be very emotive. There's a lack of communication in terms of the expression, and from what you can gather in the conversations, there's a curiosity. The head of this creature kind of looks up, looks all at you guys, like from a distance, the best it can, and like nods. And all of these elves just seem so enraptured and joyous that they have done the right thing or have communicated the correct thoughts or whatever it might be. And they kind of nod nervously and walk out back into the hallway. They walk back to you guys, and you had caught that the request of this creature, this person, is to bring you all in, bring you all forward, to seek court.
Well, I feel like you should go first, Moira, since this is...
Okay. I'm gonna, as soon as I hit 60 feet from her, or them,
Yeah.
I'm gonna open up my Divine Sense.
Okay.
Celestial, Fiend, or Undead.
They'll kind of are like, yay! All happy back in the hallway. They pass on the news, and you begin to approach. So they create a path for you guys to enter and begin to walk down if you wish. And Moira, you're going to lead, at least start, right?
Mm-hmm.
And how far do you want to get? 60 feet? 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. So right there, as you guys are beginning to walk forward. Okay. And can you just read Divine Sense? Once more.
Yeah, let me open up the book. I know it is Celestial, Fiend, Undead, not Aberration or Fae like I thought it was before. Presence of strong evil registers in your senses like a noxious odor, and powerful good rings like heavenly music in your ears. Until the end of my next turn, I know the location of any celestial fiend or undead within 60 feet that is not behind total cover. I know the type, not its identity. With the same radiance, I can also detect the presence of any place or object that has been consecrated or desecrated.
Okay. You open up and you ping that there's definitely not too far away, probably another shrine or some sort of shrine that has been consecrated in some sort of way. And you take a moment, you catch that this creature is also wearing one of those necklaces that is glowing. You walk forward, you don't pick up on undead or something like that from this creature. There is, can I have you make a religion check?
Oh, I ain't good at that religion. I think that's like an 11.
Okay. There's a lot of confusion as to what this thing could be and what its purpose is, especially sitting at what appears to be some sort of strange throne. You walk forward and it just nods at you as you approach. How far in do you want to go?
So you can't tell evil or good? Is that
That's a different spell.
Oh,
No,
thought-
I
paint-
register the
Oh, yeah.
evil is a noxious odor, good rings like heavenly bells.
don't get either. You don't get good or evil.
Okay. I want to go just beyond the doors. Into the
So just right here?
Mhm.
Right. Walk in.
It motions for all of you guys to come forward like this.
Let's walk forward then, huh? Okay.
I'll walk forward.
I'm gonna walk up and beat Moira.
Do you take another step in?
Yeah.
And then the rest of you guys just far behind, not too far behind. And you're right by Lilith, right?
Yeah, I'm in her hair.
She continues to just motion you guys forward.
Who are you?
Doesn't answer.
Who are you?
I say I say it to her. Who are you?
Surprised that you had spoken in the tongue that they had just spoken in. Roll a persuasion check.
What the fuck? What is this? 17.
17. Okay. A voice responds back. Now, you had heard it mumbling in a distance, but it was hard to hear what the voice of this creature was or is. There is... The most disturbing thing about it is that every single word sounds like a different voice. So at one point it sounds male, at one point it sounds female, one point it sounds like a child, and an elderly person. So every single word they say within the sentence sounds like a different person talking. And they say, I am here to bring justice to the world.
Can you explain what that means?
Wants you to come closer.
Will you please? We might come closer if we understand more about you and what's happening.
Wants you to come closer.
I'm gonna cast protection from evil and good on myself and kind of.
Do you want to do it sleight of hand, or do you want to do it like as you're walking in and speaking to this person? It's your choice.
As I'm speaking to them, they can know that I don't trust this situation. They can know.
Okay. Can I do like a wisdom saving throw?
Ooh! What is my 22?
Okay. This creature or this thing was trying to detect your thoughts, was trying to understand what your motive was while witnessing you doing that.
Mhm.
Just like looks to you guys.
Do you speak common?
Roll a persuasion check.
15.
Okay. A moment passes. And you see the creature just kind of crack its neck. And then it's suddenly speaking in common. The same thing, where it's like all these different voices. So all of you guys can understand it now. And it responds back. And what did you ask one more time?
Oh, to administer justice to who?
No, that was her
Oh.
question.
Or you can just ask something new right now.
Who are you?
The question is not who I am, but what I am.
What are you, Justice?
Moira, come closer.
Why?
Your god beckons you.
Helm? And why isn't Helm telling me?
I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
I'm sassing a god. 9.
9? Okay. So, they cast Dominate Person on you.
Oh no!
So, you had failed that ability. So, right now, you can feel a telepathic link to this creature. And you can feel like this creature, and you can feel your body seize up as this creature had just at will created this.
Mm-hmm.
And you walk forward.
Wait, does this count as a possession?
Dominate Person is charmed. It's
I can't be
technically a
charmed.
charm. Oh,
I
because
cannot
of...
be charmed, frightened, or possessed.
Oh, okay, great. So you can't do that.
Oh my god.
I'm so glad I did that.
Is this the vision? Is this the vision?
Oh my gosh.
So it can't communicate with you. So it does not do that then. But it ruins its spell as it very angrily, like if it were to showcase anger, would show it right now, but it just looks like kind of like confused or
Speak to me as you would normally. So far, you have not given me any chance to trust you or any reason.
Now, what do you want? I don't care what or who it is. I just want to know what it
Excuse
wants.
me. Why did those what are they called? Elves? Why those elves wanted to come get us and bring us here?
you have been sent as a voyeur, excuse me, to give us exactly what we've needed.
Which is?
This is all for you.
Enough with the cryptids, lady.
Yes, it's very annoying. Just be
tell
direct.
us, please.
But we're gonna turn around and go back. I have better things to do.
Yeah, we have somebody to find. They're in trouble. We want to help them.
I'm going
So
to cast.
if you don't mind, stop wasting our time.
I'm gonna cast
we can
Beacon
get
of
on
Hope.
with
I'm gonna cast Beacon of Hope on my party.
All right.
What's that?
As you do that, I think we're going to have to all roll initiative.
Oh no!
What's Beacon of Hope?
Beacon of Hope. It just gives you
All right.
advantage on Wisdom saving throws.
The moment you cast a spell, this creature transforms into Vita
What?
and points down with a multitude of voices and is just screaming. So let's roll initiative.
Did I
Ah, yes, you cast Beacon of Hope.
So
Yes.
It has advantage on Wisdom saving throws.
I'm so excited.
Oh my god, what is this? What is this? I'm so confused.
I know, it's fun.
Nervous.
It's fun. I gotta find good battle music.
So for the duration,
Oh, I always knew there was something very fishy about that gal. I didn't ever think that.
I don't think it's actually her.
guys, let me
I think
read
it's
the
just
spell
taking
to
her,
you.
her form.
For the duration, each target has advantage on Wisdom saving throws and Death saving throws, and regains the maximum number of hit points possible from any healing. Okay.
Yes.
So just remember that.
You guys hear that?
Yes. That's
Does that
awesome.
mean we get double roll or double
When
wisdom?
Wisdom, you roll twice and take the higher one.
Okay, cool.
Wisdom saves.
So, everybody roll initiative?
Yeah.
All right, good. By the way, don't forget to look up giant frog spell, giant frog for your creature if you want it to fight. All right, so
Oh, battle.
What is it doing? Which is funny because I rolled a 20 for initiative.
okay.
And Frog. Didn't do it.
So who got 20 and above?
20.
20 and 20 as well.
Both 20.
And who has a higher dexterity?
Probably her.
Okay,
I have like 2.
sounds
Or
good.
no, I have a 1.
So Lilith will go first on that order, and then Moira. 20 to 15.
19.
15 to 10. 10 below.
9, 8.
And then I just need to know the frog stats.
Oh, I haven't rolled.
And you got 9, right?
The Frog.
8.
Where me from?
19 for the for my snake. For my water.
And you said a 19 for your frog.
Snake,
Okay.
frog, worm. My dude,
Okay,
my
great.
duder.
And then Giles also
Buddy.
needs to roll
My buddy boy.
if he's going to fight. Poor Giles.
I hope he does.
Yeah, poor Giles.
Isn't
Okay.
that Heroism.
Okay, so first and foremost, it is its turn. It rolled really high. So
I'm not ready.
it is going to use so many fun things.
No.
I think I want it to use. There's so many good things, you guys.
Use the worst one.
All right.
No.
No, worst for them, not worst for
What
us.
happens is this, and it's pretty disturbing, and
Oh.
this is what occurs, and we might even. We'll see how many rounds we get through on this.
Oh.
The gauntlet transforms into a giant tail of licking, like, tendrils behind it. And it melts. It almost melts. It becomes this, instead of this stone-like look, it becomes red, and it dances. And you see within the dancing tendrils behind it faces, like 100, maybe 200 faces. This thing is huge. It's almost probably 24 feet tall, like the actual whatever this thing is. And you see it's attached to the back of what Vita is now. As this is happening, one of the tendrils of it whips out.
Is it Vita or did it just take Vita's shape?
I think it's
And it it's gonna whip her right here. And then so it takes this creature, this Vita, and whips it right by you, Moira. Looks like Vita. It's very odd. And it sounds like Vita from the moment that Vita's right in front of you. But Vita suddenly just starts to like attack you physically, just trying to claw at you. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
With advantage.
with advantage.
Got advantage, girl.
19.
19. All right. That will pass. However, it did roll with its multi-attack a natural 20 and a 20 to hit. A non-natural 20. So does that hit?
Yes.
Oh, the non-natural. Okay, great. So on that, you feel like this attack. It's like it's almost Vita in monk form, like hitting you, but it's odd because it's doing not just physical damage, but you feel like mental damage happening to you as this creature is hitting you. So it's going to be 7, 8, 9, 11 points of bludgeoning damage, and that is 4 points of psychic damage for the first attack, and then the nat 20 is. I didn't roll too well there. You're lucky. It's 22 points of bludgeoning damage and 10 points of psychic damage.
Oh, cool! All right.
All right.
What was the first one? 21?
Yeah, 21, and then the second one. So you're feeling like this Vita is just knocking you up,
Cool.
just
I'm
attacking you.
halfway down.
All right.
I'm less than half.
That is its turn.
Immediately.
So is it on her or is it
It's-
the flame is on her?
So as odd as this is, it's not a flame. This thing that has transformed now, visually, into this tendril-like huge creature full of faces that's red, had whipped forward what appeared to be something it manifested and created a Vita and put it right by her. It's very disturbing, is the easy word to say. But right now it looks like she's fighting Vita, and this creature still in the back is kind of dancing. But there is a one single, like still, even though it's stretching from the back of Vita, you see some sort of tether. Like there's some sort of like ooze coming from it. Okay. That's it. All right. Lilith, what do you want to do?
I'd like to cast Blade Ward on myself.
Mhm.
So I'm going to trace my sigil of warding. Sorry.
As your doll. Sigil of warding. Beautiful.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would like to, well, I guess I'm just going to pull out my longsword
Uh-huh.
with both hands. And, how close am I to, am I close enough?
Yeah, you just gotta move 5 feet up to hit it. Do you want to try to hit it?
Yes.
Okay, go forward.
And
Roll it.
Okay. Roll a hit.
Natural 20 plus 4. So 24. And then,
That's a critical hit.
Yes.
oopsie. This is the 10, right?
Yeah.
So what's that? 3? Is that 2?
2.
Plus 1, so 3.
Okay.
But you double it.
Oh,
Yeah, so 6.
So
6.
what happens is this, though. I think this is going to be a little bit more interesting because you go down with all the power you can and you slice into this creature, but your sword stops. Like, it cannot hit Vita. Like, it just stops. Like you hit Vita, but there's no damage taken as you try to hit it. However, because you rolled a natural 20, it frustrates you enough that as you had sliced down, you're like, oh shit, I can't hit her at all. And you just slice the back tether. And as you slice that tether in the back that created it, she disappears.
That's the thing. We want them.
So like you accidentally, with a nat 20, though you could not hit the creation, you hit the tether in the back, sliced it off, and you dissipated whatever that was. All right.
The vision, she's just like a vision.
No, she was
Seems
like
like
more than
the
that.
big.
Do you have a bonus action you would like to do? You have inspiration. You have whatever you need to
I guess we're
use.
doing this.
Yeah.
Was that her
What should we do?
playboard? Was that her bonus?
Did you cast Blade Ward? Oh, you did. You did the
On my
protection spell. Thank you. Yes, on your.
Or
as
whatever
well.
it was.
Thank you. I thank you for reminding me of that. Moira.
So I've had this necklace on me for a long time. It has 6 slots for these beautiful red gems. One of them is missing. I'm going to peel another one off, chuck it.
Okay.
Fireball necklace.
Fireball necklace.
Nice. Fireball.
Make a dex save.
Okay. A dex save.
Mhm.
That is a 19.
It makes it. It's still going to take 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 fire damage.
14 fire damage?
Yeah.
That's halved?
Yeah,
Well
it's half.
done.
It's either 8d6 or 4d6.
Okay, so what happens here is you just chuck this thing and you throw it, and this fire erupts, and you hear the gurgling and cries of what appears to be different voices from this creature. It's really bad. Also, all the elves in the hallway are like they don't know what's happening. They have no idea what's occurring. They look scared. They might join the battle next round, but they are just totally unaware of what's happening. You chuck this fireball at it. It hits it, and as it begins to lick this creature, it screams in pain. This happens to have an aversion to fire, so it's going to have disadvantage on its attack rolls and ability checks until the next end of its turn. Good job. Good job. All right. Any bonus action with that? Because that's just a check.
Yeah,
That's a full action.
I'm gonna use I'm gonna use one of my spell slots to Shield of Faith myself, so my AC is up 2.
Protective magic's up. You guys are all glistening and glowing with protection magics from Kingdom Come.
Wait, all of us?
Well, you
No.
you cast the Beacon of Hope,
Oh,
and
yeah.
you cast this. So just imagine all of you guys glittering. It's wonderful. So that is your turn, Moira. Rowan, what do you want to do?
Well, what about my dude?
Your dude?
Snake. He was a 19.
Oh, she rolled a 19.
Oh!
So 19, and then your frog is next. Sorry. Yeah.
Okay, so I want to cast Moonbeam on the source.
What is the height of Moonbeam again? Is
It's
it?
like 40 feet.
That's great.
So it's a cylinder 40 feet tall and 5 feet around,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, you can seriously cast Moonbeam on this
Also-
creature.
A shape changer, which this clearly is, makes it saving throw with disadvantage.
Well, I mean,
It doesn't-
might be.
yeah,
It might
this
not
is
be
not-
classified.
This is technically not, but it still has to make a disadvantage, not on saves, if it's a save. But that's okay. Like, you cast this ginormous moonbeam. It's 5 foot in radius, so it
Yeah,
covers
I'm
a
casting
total.
it at 4th level. So.
Oh, wow, strong. And it is a square like this large that you're able to cast around it. So just so everybody knows, I'm going to just draw very quickly so everyone knows where
Because
this
we've never
moonbeam
dealt with
is.
Moonbeam before.
Not successfully.
Nay!
Right on the
I
thing.
have done some damage.
There it is, right on the thing. Okay.
I
All
have
right.
this a lot at
And what's
sea.
the save?
So the save, a Constitution save.
Con save.
Mm-hmm.
It made a con save of 15. Is that enough?
Against my spell save. Hang on. 6.
14.
Okay, so it
So-
passes, but does it take half damage?
Yeah,
in
it
moving?
takes
okay.
half damage.
And please roll all that damage if you're casting at 4th level.
Yeah.
And anytime
So
it
it'll
moves
be-
out of it, it has to make the same save.
Wait, that's no, it's not a disadvantage.
No, unfortunately not.
So 23.
23, is that halved already, or is that just 23 in total?
23. So
So 12 points of damage. 12 points of radiant damage.
Yeah.
Halved, because it saved. Great. All right.
so if it's not, so what is a shape changer? Just so I know.
I would let you know. It's a creature that is constituted as a shape changer. There's a handful of them. This is not a shape changer.
Okay.
But yes. But thank you for letting me know, because in the future, they might be. Okay, great. Frog.
With my
Well,
bonus action,
oh,
I want to
yeah,
turn into a
bonus action.
saber-toothed tiger.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
Now that that's cast.
Ruin is now a
Yeah.
saber-tooth tiger.
Always
is
wanted
that-
a kitty.
That's fine.
Is that large or small?
I like
Medium
her to read.
creature.
It's a large,
Large?
creature.
So you're gonna have to you're gonna be taking up 2 squares worth of space.
Okay.
So this is now. I'm gonna make this you. Here, that's you. That's you. Now. You're on top.
Okay.
All right. Sounds good. Okay, saber-tooth tiger, Ruin. Do you want to move? Are you...
No.
No, you're good. Okay. Wormy. What does Wormy want to do?
Really wish I could have my worm speak for me, but it's just gonna up into the corridor right here and block.
Where's
This-
it going?
Right in front of all of the people who might be joining the fight. All of
Oh,
the
like they're
elves.
just freaked
yeah,
out?
I want it to
Okay.
because it can't get. It only has a speed of 30, so,
So
it
you want
can't
it
get.
to move right to here?
Yeah, block that off so no one can come in behind us.
Oh, Giles is like, "Mommy."
well, can he
Oh.
grab onto the tail? Can the tail just like? bloop?
Sure, I'll say that he makes a... I'm just going to make a quick reaction strength check. He rolled a 19. Okay, Giles.
All right,
Alright, so
Giles.
he's there. He
Buff
follows.
little
Yeah,
guy.
buff little gnome. Yeah, he follows.
So he can help protect my worm. My
Yes.
worm can't really go anywhere. It's
And
only
I
got a
mean,
speed of 30.
yeah,
so.
your worm is exactly about 18, 20 feet long. Exactly that. So your worm is able to cover it. If they jump over it, it might be okay because this is a high hallway and a much larger area.
I want my worm to prep to bite anyone that tries to jump over him.
Great. So it holds its action bite. Sounds good. Good job, Wormy Frog. It is now Giles' turn. He's a little confused about why this worm brought him here. It had used his movement. He looks to you guys and he says, I feel like he got it. And then he turns around and he goes, fellow elves. I don't speak Elvish. Do not be afraid. Everything's fine. And so he's trying to do like a performance check to calm them down. So 14. They're at least not too riled up or freaked out or getting to get friends or anything, trying to cause more of a
worm is like,
commotion.
Don't look, it's fine.
Yeah, the
Everything's
worm is just
cool.
like, everything's okay. Trust me.
Giles and
uh,
the worm. New band name.
Lala, your turn.
Ooh, I'm gonna slam this potion of fire breath that I have in my inventory.
Cool, full action
And,
to drink a potion. Or you can use a bonus action,
It's
right?
I can use. It says, yeah.
Most potions you can use in bonus action if you have it equipped. So.
It doesn't say.
I'll
It
just
says
say-
it's a bonus action to exhale the fire.
So I'll just say you can use your full action to down it and then use the bonus action to exhale if you wish.
Okay, well I gotta fly.
Yes, you
a
do.
little bit closer.
Yeah.
It says 30 feet.
Okay.
So you want to get within 30 feet?
Mm-hmm.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So you fly forward right to there.
And I'm going to
Belt.
exhale some fire, and it has to make a dex save.
Okay. Dex save. It's pretty good. 18?
Yeah, it saves, but
half
it's
damage?
Just half damage. Um, 11, 14, 20. So half is 10.
Half is 10? Oh, wow. Nice. Well done. And then this fire just seems to be licking and eating up this creature. It's really feeling pain and fire. And you can hear it screaming in pain and as it's successfully hit it with the fire breath as Lala opens up her mouth and this huge tunnel of fire just hits this humongous creature. It looks pretty fantastic in this cavernous room. Surprise! Wonderful. Pretty badass. All right, nice, fun. What do you want to do?
I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna move here. 5, 10,
25.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna open my book on it.
Okay, roll the hit.
Yeah, but
22. Wait, it's about my spell casting spell attack
Yes,
modifier?
this is a spell
Since it's my book from
Yeah.
my Lithander Glow book.
Okay. It's not often you use this, but what happens is this. Your book opens and the light and beam of radiance comes out of it. It goes towards the creature, but then, like in pain, arcs away and deflects as it smashes into one of the ceilings nearby, causing a tumble of rocks off in the right-hand corner up here. Your book then closes on itself, almost like it didn't want to interact with that. It was like odd, whatever just had happened. But you have never seen anything like that in your life before. So
What does it mean?
What is going on?
what do you want to do on your bonus action? Anything? Spiritual guardian? Anything? I mean, spiritual weapon?
weapon? Yeah, I'll cast my spiritual weapon.
Phoenix time.
As you cast it right next to the creature.
Yeah.
All right, sounds good. You got your Phoenix activated.
Wait,
So-
I think when you
yeah.
cast the spell, you make a spell attack against a creature.
When you cast a spell,
When you cast the spiritual weapon.
you cast it, and then if you can hit it on the same.
Yeah, I think you hit it on the same.
I mean, you know better
Yeah,
than
you-
I right
it's,
now. Let me see. I believe you might be able
When you
to.
cast the spell, you can make a melee attack.
Then roll to
against
hit.
creature.
Then do it. Yeah. Yeah, you can. Yep.
12.
12 to hit. Now, unfortunately, Phoenix goes a little wide and kind of gets freaked out by this creature as it's trying to
It's
approach
scary, I get it.
it. And as this battle has just begun, and as we do not know if our friends will be in okay condition, we're going to have to unfortunately end our episode there. The throes of battle in the middle of a heightened situation upon which you are decimating this creature. And that's it? Cool. All right, you guys. That's our episode.
I'm so confused.
That's our episode today.
Too.
It's a
What
long
is
game.
happening?
What is
It's a long game.
Tweet me if you have any good ideas of what's happening here.
Tell us what
Long
this
game.
is. Opening up chat right now because I want.
Don't! Oh, keep it a secret.
Don't spoil it for us.
Force them. They can
Don't
probably
spoil
figure it out.
for us.
Force them to not look.
Yeah, don't spoil it.
Tell them like cookies on a trail towards the gingerbread house. Lead
I
them
didn't
astray.
actually want to find out spoilers. I just wanted to say hi.
Say hello to
Oh.
And
Cheating, Stabby Rogue.
No, I was trying to cheat.
We're all cheating at heart. That was a great game, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You guys can follow us online at Twitter. We'll be here
all
next
our
week.
handles are underneath our faces right now, so
Yeah.
come find us, tweet at us, be our friends.
Let's do some plugging.
Oh yeah. Anything fun? Anything fun to plug?
I'm on Overlight still. They haven't gotten rid of me yet. Over at Geek and Sundry Fridays at 4.
Oh no.
no.
Dice.
Dice
stuff.
down,
Dice down. Oh,
Disadvantage!
Disadvantage, right?
Anyone else?
No.
All right.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I think we're just gonna say goodnight.
I think
Auf
is
Wiedersehen.
Dranishka coming back?
Oh yeah, we don't know about Kellen yet.
Hopefully,
Stay tuned.
hopefully she'll be back next week.
We're gonna have a lot of fun guests.
maybe.
We're
We'll
gonna
see.
have a lot of fun guests in the
We're
coming
still
week.
doing
So
this.
Really? Oh god.
yeah.
Yeah.
Bye. Thanks
Thanks
for
for tuning in. We love you guys.
everybody.